And now I'll show you my next trick, okay? I'll drink one Mexican beer, okay? Most of it, Corona here, comes from Mexico. And I'm shoving this up my ass. I just wanted to protest like the Mexicans. And this is...
Today, I am signing an executive order making it legal to call your friends fags and retards if they are doing something faggy or retarded. Fags and retards, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to start calling our friends this again. And we will.
Welcome to episode 40 of Monday Night Bloodbath. We have plenty to talk about tonight, and there is so much news over the last week. There's been so much news since President Trump has taken office, and I think I know why. Because they tell us everything that's happening.
It's actually, you know, what's funny? The media is so, in a way, like both sides are unbiased as they report on everything. Because one side says it's good, the other side says it's the end of the world. But for once, both aisles of the media are reporting the news.
Yes, but also, like, I've got some stuff, but like, Donald Trump is just telling us everything.
I know.
Everything that happens. He just says everything that's going on. And that's like the exact opposite of what we've had the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to follow politics during Joe Biden's fucking
hard, dude.
reign, for lack of a better word, wasn't easy because they didn't want you to know what they were doing.
Yep.
Now, Ariel over here is complaining about the show of this the episode name. She's saying she hasn't corrupted anything in her life. I don't know if that's true, and I'm just going to refer people to your profile picture.
I think you corrupt Adam's streams. Tell him he's shit.
And then Carl says the original name for the show was Gay and Retarded.
Kel, why the avocado is not up? Putting an avocado up your ass is not gay as drinking Corona beer.
And yes, Kel, that was an avocado that old Chucky boy was going to ram up his ass.
Make it a Modelo. Be a man.
And as Kash points out, we were tardy and dermy. And as Weasel points out, it was Shock's fault.
What?
How you doing, Shock?
I'm good. I somehow got home on somewhat time, so that's nice. And yeah, everyone at my wife's nursing school is asking her what her plan is because Trump's going to deport her.
No.
Dead serious. Her teacher.
Her teacher?
Yeah, dude, it was really funny.
How do you... I'm trying to understand because technically signing up for that school should be really hard to do as an illegal immigrant.
It's so funny because she's like technically like 4th generation legal. Like visas, picking oranges in the 60s and shit. Like that's been here a long time.
Oh shit. Kel's made it to Nashville on 4 hours of sleep and only one monster. Good job on the one monster. I don't know if that was
what kind of monster.
Intentional. The only monster worth drinking is the white sugar-free ones.
No. Oh, you like the Gooner juice. Yeah, I like it.
It doesn't taste like fucking battery acid.
It tastes like lemon juice.
It tastes like grapefruit.
Oh, maybe okay. It was citrus. Citrus is the point.
Yeah, citrus, but, yeah, but it's great. It's
I'm convinced people only like that flavor because of Shoe on Head. That's the only reason why I drink it.
Oh, I was introduced to this just a few years ago, and I didn't know Shoe on Head drank Monster.
She always has a can in her fucking videos for years.
I've noticed that over the last month since I've been seeing random shoe videos pop up into my feed.
The Gooner juice, bro. You never watched old shoe on head videos?
No.
They're so good. Like her and her boyfriend played Feminist Monopoly, which is an actual board game.
Okay.
It was so good. Literally, like it would, you would get a card and it says, go straight to free parking, and if you're a man, give it to the woman next to you. And that's literally what it said. It was so good.
Okay.
Phenopoly. I'm gonna go on eBay and see if it's still around. That shit was so funny.
Let me see if I can find my tabs while you look for that. We don't need that one anymore. So, did you know we bombed someone over the weekend?
I did not.
Yes, we bombed someone over the weekend. And this kind of goes to what I was saying earlier about how Donald Trump is just telling us everything.
It's only $20
For feminist monopoly.
Are we Miss Monopoly?
Are we surprised that feminist monopoly is only $20?
No, because it's actually limited edition. Look at it.
What?
The first game where women make more than men.
Hold on, give me a sec. I'll put this in.
It's so good. It's only $20.
It looks kind of like shit. That's probably why it's $20. Like,
well, yeah, women made it.
Without women, we couldn't have Wi-Fi or chocolate chip cookies.
True.
Buy these and other essentials invented by women. If you're a woman, make more money while you play.
It's so good. Do the go to jail is like go to husband and have, or go to jail and have husband pay alimony $200 per turn or some shit like that. It's so good. Make daddy a sandwich Phenopoly. That's a good one. Oh, here's the thing. You make a sandwich and then you don't have to pay rent when you land on his space. Oh, this is glorious.
So we also had Dom H popping in. Hey, Dom. How you doing, sir? And then Ariel's asking what happened to my ear. Nothing happened to my ear.
It got shot off and
I'm aware of.
Fixed.
Huh? What?
There's a hole in it. You got shot.
Oh, yeah. I've got a hole in my ear. That's been there for a very, very long time.
You got assassinated while giving a speech.
I quit putting anything in the holes in my ears about a year ago. They have shrunken significantly.
Nice.
And then we got Cash and Kel talking about MegaCon like a bunch of losers. So yeah, like as I was saying, we bombed some people. And Donald Trump is just telling everybody. This is what I woke up to Saturday morning. This morning I ordered precision military airstrikes on the senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists he recruited and led in Somalia. These killers who we found hiding in caves threatened the United States and our allies. The strikes destroyed the caves they live in and killed many terrorists without, in any way, harming civilians. Our military has targeted this ISIS attack planner for years, but Biden and his cronies wouldn't act quickly enough to get the job done. I did! Exclamation point.
That's amazing.
The message to ISIS and others who would attack Americans is that we will find you and we will kill you.
Damn. That's awesome. America! Fuck yeah!
And then today, hold on, let me get this video queued up just right for me to share it here. We're going to share this tab instead. He posts this.
Unclassified. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's awesome. I want to play Battlefield now.
Now look at that smoke plume.
Boom.
Oh, what the fuck? Did you see that?
No.
So look, okay, so
Oh,
it
the
changes
sparkling.
the angle here. We got this smoke plume. And then they just drop another bomb on the same spot, and it's like 3 times the size of the other one.
Damn. Pew pew.
Now we got Ariel trying to put the tinfoil on. But yeah, he claims there was no civilians or anything. I don't fucking know. It's weird. I was thinking about this earlier. America has been operating like this for over half of my life. I don't remember what it was like before 9/11 and these kinds of things. But I don't think Ronald Reagan was out just dropping bombs on random Tuscan Raiders. You know, like,
yeah, casually. Well, I mean, like, dude, I mean, what administration has left the state of America in the mess? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the amount of damage that the Biden administration has done is probably more than FDR. Like, FDR fucked in the long term, but like in the short,
I mean, just look at how they handled Saudi Arabia. Look at how, like, there's
Biden in 4 years, like, preemptively pulls out of a military base and then gives money to all their enemies, and then, you know, like, it's just the state of America being the world. As much as I don't like America being the world police, you at least do it with an iron fist. You don't fund the enemies of terrorists and let havoc happen and shit, right? Like, at least it's so weird. It's so weird that the UN is also like upset with Trump and America doing their job, that they're gonna threaten, like, what, they're gonna make them pay more than we're already not supposed to pay. Like, that was the whole point of the UN, was to protect, as an alliance, as a military alliance, and he's actually doing that job.
Yeah.
And this is I mean, it's pretty much propaganda in a way. It is, hey, we're back, we're killing terrorists again. That just, like, to be made an example of, even if
there's a lot of people theorizing that this was actually done in more of a message to the cartels. Because now the cartels are terrorist organizations.
Oh yeah, officially.
So technically, Trump could just do the same shit to them.
Does that include Venezuela?
You know what? I don't know if we have a comprehensive list of what cartels, and to be honest, maybe, I don't know, like the Sinaloa, are they? I don't even know if I said that right. You would know better. I mean, your girl's getting deported.
Apparently, yeah. Says the white women at her college, who she's almost as white as.
Right.
It's like, fuck off.
So I mean, I'm sure it's just whoever considers themselves a cartel is going to be a terrorist organization according to our government now. And Ariel and Kel are on the same thing. He's really just bombing California.
It does. It literally. There's actually. Did you guys ever watch Arrested Development?
I did watch Arrested Development.
Towards the very, very end, where he has to go to Saudi Arabia, they basically just CGI remove the home that's in the unfinished patch of land, and they just say it's Saudi Arabia. It's literally just a
pretty
mountain.
much quit watching right around
California.
then.
It's honestly all good.
Kind of went shit after the 3rd season.
No, I think it went shit after Netflix. Netflix ruined it. The Netflix season was so
bad. And that was when what's-her-face got her damn face rearranged.
Oh, it's adorable.
Oh my god. What was she thinking?
That part was funny.
I would have dumped her if I was Ellen. I'd have been like, bitch,
you're uglier than me now.
Yeah, right. I'm the ugly one. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're supposed to be the pretty one, and I make the money.
So that was just some randomness, and like that kind of transparency is what makes it so hard to keep up with everything. Like we've got a bunch of protests that happened this weekend, and you talked about some stuff, and like I don't even know if we're gonna have time to really go into that because we also have the hearings with RFK, Tulsi, and Kash Patel, which I kept it to 1 or 2 clips for each of them just to kind of like get an idea of what's going on. The Kash what's his bucket is the Kash Patel one is actually interesting because the dumb bitch was trying to fucking get him busted.
Oh yeah, he was.
And then we've got the tariff situation, and we've got the USAID situation. Have you ever heard of the USAID agency before?
USAID.
USAID. It's called USAID.
Oh,
and so you haven't even heard of what's been going on over the past few days with that organization.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, that's part of this whole corruption thing. So we're gonna start with the tariffs, and everyone's been talking about the tariffs. We'll talk about the tariffs here. We've got Canada. Well, actually, let's start. Mexico was the first one. Mexico broke first.
Yep.
They were like, we can't do this. We'll just watch this Fox News clip here.
Fox's alert, and the breaking news of the day is on tariffs. And we just have word that the Mexican president spoke to Donald Trump, and they are going to pause the tariffs on Mexico.
She said prisoner. That's because the first Mexican president got assassinated because she didn't believe in gender ideology. She said prisoner. All right, you can play it.
This alert, and the breaking news of the day is on tariffs. And we just have word that the Mexican president
She said prisoner, bro.
spoke to Donald Trump, and they are going to pause the tariffs on Mexico for 1 month. And Jackie Heinrich is standing by at the White House with more on this development. Hi, Jackie.
Good morning, Dana. Yeah, that was pretty short-lived. The president spoke with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum.
She's not impressed at the length that this holdout lasted.
It didn't take long for Mexico to come around.
She's like, wow, that was quick.
Yeah, it did not take very long.
That was the one that people talked the most shit about.
You think the Mexico one's the one that the people talk the most shit about?
Yeah, because people like Canada was just crying about it, but it was inevitable. The Mexico one was kind of like we'll have to see.
Maybe just because they're so broke as it is.
Yeah.
They're like, what's more? What does it matter if we make things worse?
Well, apparently a lot of people migrating to Venezuela. So not only do we have actual illegal
Why would they, wait. People from America?
Oh, my bad. Not Venezuela. Fuck.
Argentina.
Argentina.
That makes 100 times more sense.
Same fucking place. Anyway.
No, it's not.
It starts with a LL.
Argentina has Javier Milei. Venezuela has communism.
It's not English, so it's all the same.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. It's the Gulf of America now. Speak English. But yeah, so I mean, Mexico's losing citizens, and they're going to have to take back all of their homeless that tried to cross the border as well, too. So yeah, they got to actually have an economy now. So bend the knee and be a country. That's what happened. It's great to see.
Yes, we need to send the socialists to Venezuela. I agree.
They said that in 2016, bro.
What? So I know Dermy did this over on Saturday. What do you feel like? What do you think about EFAP being Ethan Klein's Hassan Piker nuke?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, I'll set something up.
We'll see. Because that should be interesting.
It is interesting, and I kind of want to, yeah.
He's an interesting
fuck that guy.
Dude, both of them?
I hate Hassan Piker.
Oh, yeah.
Ethan Klein, I could just not give a shit about.
Ethan Klein is a more respectable grifter. Because he's such a, old guard, like culture guy where he thinks he's going in the direction of the wind, but even he himself is like, oh my God, I can't fake being a communist. This is too far for me. Wait, the left hate Jews? What? Since when? News to me.
So wait, you're saying he's like all the other opportunistic leftists out there, like the Cenk Uyghurs of the world?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, he bit off more than he could chew with Hassan, thinking he could be friends and try to drill that inside politically.
Let's see what the Mexican prisoner has to say.
Pump the brakes on the tariffs and then retaliatory tariffs that Mexico promised for the period of a month while they work out the terms of an agreement. The Mexican president just posted some of the details. Mexico is going to immediately send 10,000 members of the National Guard to prevent drug trafficking from Mexico to the United States, particularly fentanyl. Also, she says the U.S. is going to work.
Actually, you can't make fun of the way she looks. She is a protected class.
No, she's not. She's high class in her
country. If you
country.
say anything about this woman, you're an anti-Semite.
All right.
With Mexico to prevent the trafficking of high-powered weapons to Mexico, something that Mexico hit back at when President Trump was threatening these tariffs was they were calling on the U.S. to curb the flow of guns from the U.S. down to the cartels. Scheinbaum says the two teams are going to begin working today on two fronts, security and trade. And President Trump posted on Truth Social that part of that team is going to include Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, as well as some representatives from Mexico.
So, yes, she is sending 10,000 troops to the border. Which, I mean, we've already reduced the border crossings like 97, 98%. We were having something like 3,000 a day, and now we're getting like 100. So them sending those other 10,000 troops, that should put it down to just about zero, right?
Yeah. I think it's more of like a cooperation kind of power move than anything. And we don't need it, but it's
fair enough. But I mean, if they can also help us find more people trying to get like a big part of this is all the fentanyl. They don't want the fentanyl coming over.
Mm-hmm.
And so come to find out, a lot of that was coming over from the north too.
Really?
And as a matter of fact, it was more common for actual known terrorists to cross the northern border.
Wow.
So that's part of the reason why Canada was going to get hit with the tariffs. And so they were the ones that held out the longest. But Mr. Trudeau, he has decided that they will dispatch 10,000 troops to safeguard the border. There will also be a 30 delay on U.S. tariffs. So we won't tariff them for 30 days. They're not going to tear us off for 30 days. U.S.-Mexico joint force combat crime and the flow of fentanyl. 200 millions towards whatever the hell, some fucking French shit. Intelligence directive on organized crime. This is also what Justin Trudeau tweeted out. In addition, Canada is making a new commitment to appoint a fentanyl czar. We will list cartels as terrorists, ensure 24/7 eyes on the border, launch a Canada-U.S. joint strike force to combat organized crime, fentanyl, and money laundering. I have also signed a new intelligence directive on organized crime and fentanyl, and we will be backing it with $200 million. Proposed tariffs will be paused for at least 30 days while we work together. So I just want to ask, if tariffs are nothing more than a tax on our citizens, right? If we tariff Canada and really it just the costs just get passed on to us, why does every single country that this is threatened to end up tucking tail and changing their mind almost immediately? Are you there? Hello? Shaka Zulu?
Sorry, I am here.
Are you eating?
Yes, I was, and I had to go grab something.
Oh, did you hear me?
Half of it. Say it again.
So I was asking if these tariffs, the leftists say that these tariffs are nothing more than a tax on us, right? We tax Canada, and Canada, and the companies just pass that cost on to us. Well, how come every single time these tariffs have been threatened against another country, the country changes their mind almost immediately? Like the Colombian president from last weekend, the weekend before, changed his mind within an hour after he said that he wasn't. After Trump said that we're going to hit you with 25 this week, and then another 25 the week after.
Yep.
Canada took a little less than 24 hours. Mexico took about half a day.
That was wild. That's why I said they were the most shocking one. Like that was.
If tariffs are so bad, how come it seems like these countries are afraid of them?
Well, it's because they don't understand the idea of like business. You know what I mean? Where, I mean, like, if you sold something, right?
I'm pulling something up, but just to reflect exactly what you just said. They don't understand business. Keep going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna eat all this money that we just paid like a 1.5 times on to not make profit off it. Cool. By the way, I see Elijah Craig. I didn't know that was Canadian.
Neither did I. Same with Wild Turkey.
What the fuck? I'm drinking Canadian booze. Help me.
I can't drink. But that isn't what that is. Elijah Craig
It's
isn't
a product of USA.
Elijah Craig isn't a Canadian whiskey like Crown or even what's that other one? That cheap one.
Hey,
Black
I don't
Velvet.
think fucking Cognac's Canadian either. You fucks, get that off the shelf.
Knob Creek over here in the corner.
Knob Creek's overrated.
Maker's Mark.
That's shit too. Anyway, people don't understand business, right? So like you pull a couple $100,000 to buy a product that you want to sell, right? And then if someone says I'm not going to pay full price, and if you're going to sit there and say no, I'm not going to sell at full price, you're never going to actually make a profit. So there is a kind of steel arm when it comes to any kind of negotiating or business. And the reason why it sounds scary, where you say, hey, if a country tariffs another country, that country can just say, we're not going to do business with you. And then in a sense, our company doesn't get the products that they need from that country. That's what people fear will happen, because it can happen. But what people don't realize is most countries, their government funding is so intertwined with their local business. When Canada tells, so basically Canada is going to say, hey, by the way, we're going to increase your taxes because we're getting tariffed. That company will basically say, well, we can't operate. Like, that's on you. Have to take the hit. We're not taking the hit.
Yes.
So it's a Mexican stare down, right? Where it's like, what are you doing? Like, you could kill us. You could bankrupt us if you do this. But it's just like, but these other countries actually have more to lose than America does. If they flat out reject to actually sell to America, the whole world is fucked at that point. So just because that possibly could happen, we realistically know that these countries are so intertwined with their own local economy, they have no choice to do it.
I'm talking about Colombia's #1 export in the chat.
Cocaine and women.
When I heard someone, I think it was last night, we were all hanging out on Discord or whatever, and someone mentioned about how they're taking the American booze off the shelves, right? And I'm just like, but wait a second, are they sending it back for a refund?
Can't do that.
Like, what do you mean they're taking it down? They already spent that money.
Exactly.
And you know what? Actually, that's now going to be cheaper than what they had before.
Mm-hmm.
Than what they're going to be getting. I mean, so it didn't make any sense. And this fucking dipshit is like proud of this. He's an American. This guy's an American.
So
I believe.
gay.
And he's just a dumb fucking leftist that just does the rightest thing where they just repost fucking news headlines.
Sarah Fields is a simp, but that's really funny.
I don't give a shit about Sarah Fields.
Yeah. I don't either.
Oh, she did the meme.
I don't really care. Yeah, that was funny.
But this guy is retarded because he didn't ask any questions. And as a matter of fact, I am bookmarking this in something else.
Oh my,
So I'm going to be doing a show with Carl, and we're going to talk about first step thinking.
That said one step.
One step, first step. That means you never take the fucking second step. And that's exactly what this is. This is fucking one step thinking.
You know what's funny? Remember when they weren't serving Russian vodka at bars and shit?
No.
You don't remember that?
They weren't. No, when were they not selling? So I don't drink a whole lot of vodka. I don't drink a whole lot.
No, I don't either. No, it was just on the news. The Ukraine stuff. Ukraine.
Oh, it was in Ukraine. Okay.
No. It was because of the Ukraine war, right?
Right.
Canada and America were like, bars aren't going to be buying any more vodka from Russia anymore because of the Ukraine war. And I'm like, how much? I hope some managers just like pocketed all that fucking vodka and said, yeah, I'm for the cause, brother.
Right.
Just fucking take that shit home.
Well, and like, how much of it is really from Russia? Like, I think Stoli, maybe.
Yeah, right. I'm sure it came from Ukraine, actually.
Isn't Grey Goose here? And Grey Goose is, it's been a while, but it was dropping in price from what it used to be.
I always thought, I thought it was expensive as a kid. And
yeah.
I was watching, I'm like, wait, this is actually not expensive. Still rather get bourbon.
So we also had this video from this guy who kind of breaks down. So I don't know if you saw, I didn't grab the map. There was a map going around of the pipelines that go through Canada and America and shit. And they had a plan. Canada had a plan that was going to have a pipeline that was going to go from the east to the west.
Oh, yeah.
Because all their current pipelines are coming through America.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they connect the west to the east, because all their oil's in the west. They need to get it over to the east because that's where more people live and it gets fucking cold. But Justin Trudeau shot down the whole new pipeline build that was going to keep their country independent energy-wise. They weren't going to need us, so they could actually do the whole shutting off the energy to America like they keep saying that they could do. Like if they disabled the oil coming through America or whatever, it was going to hurt us. Well, we've got this guy who knows what the hell he's talking about, explaining why they couldn't even ever do that to begin with. And it might even be why the pipeline that was going to stay in Canada got canceled, because they're just fucked. Weasels.
Hell yeah, weasel. We drink tequila. I did not know vodka came from Finland. I don't like vodka. But then again, I've never had good vodka, but I've had plenty of good tequila.
Yeah, I would have never guessed it came from Finland.
Me neither, yeah.
So listen to what this guy's got to say.
Layman.
Ooh, buddy, you're not going to like how this goes.
Oh, yeah. So it says you actually do need our oil. A lot of it, in fact, it's your largest export to you. You would immediately notice your fuel costs rise, and you will now as well.
That's true. Biden was in power.
This son of a bitch with this fucking grammar with the periods and then lowercase ands starting off.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah.
Fuck this guy. That right there should tell you you're wrong.
Your grammar's wrong.
Ooh, buddy, you're not going to like how this goes. Fun fact, spent 4 years in the North Dakota oil fields. First year was as a flowback operator. The next 3 years was as a lease operator, or a pumper, as it were.
That's even more gay. I'm a flowback.
He says he was a pumper. Come on now.
I'm a pumper.
4 years of oil field work in the great state of North Dakota. Oofta. So does the United States purchase a lot of Canadian oil exports? Survey says yes. We actually purchase 97% of the oil that you guys export. And that 97% of oil exports from Canada that we purchase in the United States, that accounts for 81% of your guys' entire oil production. Now, for some reason, you got it in your head that we desperately need to purchase this oil from you. Our oil and energy sector is going to die without Canadian exports. No, it's not. There's a very specific reason we purchase so much. It's because you guys sell that oil to us at a discount. Why would Canada sell so much oil at a discount? Well, simply put, it's because about 75% of your guys' total oil production is sour heavy crude. Oh, well, why doesn't Canada just refine their oil, eh? It's because you guys can't. Your refineries can't handle sour crude.
You go to
And
Texas.
you guys don't even have the money to maintain or build the infrastructure that it would take to transport this oil across your own country. And that's if you were able to refine it in the first place. So the reason why we get to purchase the lion's share of your oil production at a highly discounted rate is because it's raw fucking oil. And sour oil packed full of H2S gas, which is the second most lethal gas on the planet, right next to what happens
Were
with
you guys worried that his Canadian accent?
Yeah, I
was
kind of
pretty spot
was.
on?
I kind of was too, Cal. I'm like, oh god. But the Canadian is the commenter, clearly.
So, because it's so heavily discounted, we actually save money by purchasing your exported oil versus just refining our own oil coming out of the Bakken Shale, which accounts for 61% of our oil production, which is sour heavy crude as well. Now factor in that crude oil accounts for 16% of anything that Canada exports, and we buy 97% of that. Who's going to be hurting more economically if we just stop buying that raw oil from you and deal with refining our own shit?
Yep.
Crude oil by itself is a $124 billion a year industry in Canada, by the way. Just selling raw oil down the Keystone Pipeline to American refineries. $124 billion. Canada, you guys do not have the leverage that you think you do economically. And quite frankly, the United States is tired of playing nice and letting you bend us over the table and going in with no lube economically. So I'll say it again for the people in the back. If you guys just stopped ripping us off, you wouldn't be looking down the barrel of a 25% tariff. We're not bullying you. We're just making shit equitable on both sides. So get your shit together or figure out just how big of a boot in the ass you guys are going to get if you try to go into a trade war with the United States. Have a day!
Yeah, diddle diddly. Diddle diddle doo. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know that it was that bad that they could refine their own resources.
They can't do anything with it.
But my point was still just, so basically the governments can say they make a profit because they export and import things, right? So where you say, hey, we have this much oil, right? And it has this intrinsic value because we sell it to a different country and we get other, trades back. But if you were to stop that trade, the value of all your oil drops and the spending power of your own government would drop within your own country if you became independent.
If there's no demand.
Yes, it goes down. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, well, we don't need your shit. Never mind.
And so you think, oh, this thing has this intrinsic value because we sell it to you. Well, within yourselves, it's not as valuable as you giving it to someone else.
So this just reminded me because I was like, you know what? Yeah, if we decided that we weren't gonna, I don't know what's going on. If we decided that we weren't gonna buy any more from Canada, right? It's like, well, okay, we need to start pumping more from elsewhere anyways, right? We should be doing that as it is. And then that reminded me of something that I saw about the Gulf of America.
Let's go.
So before Biden left, he made it so he passed some sort of executive order saying that we can't start drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. Enter name change to Gulf of America.
Who said we couldn't drill there?
Biden.
Oh, yes.
He put out an EO saying that no drilling in the
general.
Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
And Obama did something similar back the first go around. Yeah. And the judge said that executive order's too new. We can't.
Oh, you muted?
It just started playing a random video.
Anyhow,
but maybe that's why he changed it to Gulf of America. And he's like, well, now we're just gonna fucking drill the Gulf of America. Fuck the Gulf of Mexico.
Interesting.
And then
like that.
another thing I found out is how the whole Doge thing works, which we're about to go into.
Mm.
He renamed another department to Doge that was still under the executive branch, and that's how Doge is able to operate legally. So because like there's all these people saying like this is illegal, you can't be doing this, and it's like no, actually he just changed the name of a different group, whatever the hell you call these things, into Doge. And so therefore it was already an existing platform, for lack of a better term, that he's able to use as needed.
I forgot. Yeah, it's not a cabin. It was already like a. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right, I'm gonna take my glasses off for Ariel just because I need to clean them anyways.
She wants to know if you look like that guy we thought was Canadian.
No, he can grow a better mustache than I can.
Oh, okay.
I have the anti-Hitler stash.
Nice.
It's the gay Frenchman mustache. I can't grow anything right here.
Yeah, I have that too.
Anyhow, and then just one last meme here, kind of like what we've already been discussing. One meme for the tariffs.
Oh, yes.
Trump wants foreign leader to do something. Trump announces tariffs. Left claims tariffs won't work this time.
So good.
Leader caves and Trump gets what he wants.
Wonderful.
It is a vicious cycle of winning.
Oh, yeah. Now Trump has like a real motive to be like the best president ever. It must feel so good to win and to prove so many people wrong, dude. God, it must feel good. John Candy.
I'm trying to think when it was like at the beginning of his first term that he said you guys are going to get sick of winning so much, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that applies this time around, not so much last time. And we'll kind of get into that. I want to catch up with chat before we go into the USAID stuff.
You need to paint one of your eyes white and see if you look like Bartholomew from from Spaceballs.
Oh my God.
She said you look like Barf.
Oh, thank you. I look like John Candy. Sweet.
Yeah.
I look like John Candy dressed as a dog.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
It's even better. That was skinny John Candy, all right?
Hardly.
He was skinny. He was skinnier as Bartholomew.
Right, skinnier, which isn't saying much. Maybe it wasn't quite as bad as Uncle Buck. Okay.
Yeah. Oh God, Uncle Buck. How much longer did he live after? Wasn't that his last movie?
That looks kind of like John Candy. So we have. I don't think there's been discussion of a 10% tariff on China.
Yeah, it's smaller.
I don't know if that's started yet, but that's a thing.
Because they already got tariffed from the last administration before, Trump's previous administration. There you go.
I could cosplay as Brian Passon. Cookie. Metal by numbers. 1, 2, 3. I don't remember the song. Did you know Brian Passon was a huge metalhead?
I did not.
He did a music video with the dude from Anthrax and shit.
Oh.
And it was math metal or something. And he screamed cookie. It was good.
That's fire. I'll show my kid that.
That was back in the MySpace days, I want to say.
Oh, I love MySpace. MySpace is cool.
So exactly, because there's been talks, like I think this started today, maybe yesterday, of putting tariffs on the EU.
Bro, I mean, EU's gonna raise the rent apparently in America's side house, which is the UN.
Trump's already withdrawing us from a bunch of stuff. He withdrew us from resources, something from the UN today or something. Oh, and then by this time tomorrow, we might have an executive order that is going to completely get rid of the Department of Education. That news broke as I'm getting ready for this shit.
Finally.
Yes, I think Wagons Yeast.
Wagons Yeast. Oh
Wagons Yeast, I
God.
think, was his final movie as well.
Sounds horrible.
The cactus killed him.
That sounds like the first property on Miss Monopoly.
So, maybe
That's
the second one. It's the second one because you have to just move a little bit more.
Okay.
Because then you actually need the wagon. I don't know.
Yeah. It's the property no one wants.
But I like where you're going.
Yeah.
So, did you hear about the $50 million worth of condoms?
I did. I don't believe it. Like I can't compute.
I don't think a lot of people can compute.
I think that makes sense to give it to Africa because Bill Gates started AIDS there. It makes sense to give not to the Africans,
I
to
think
the
AIDS
monkeys.
was a little bit before Bill Gates, but
Give it AIDS. Oh wait, he did the vaccine. Yeah, never mind. I think you give the condoms to the monkeys, not the people.
Moving on.
All right, let's go.
So yeah, this is just some random little tidbit. I don't even know her name.
She's
I'll probably know her
awesome.
name by next week because she has been on fire.
Yep.
Once again, the adults are back in the White House. But this is just a little tidbit of some information she wanted to share with us last week.
Just during this pause, Doge and OMB have actually found that there was $37 million that was about to go out
Professional hair flip.
to the World Health Organization.
So that first bit is they were about to send $37 million to the World Health Organization just a week after Donald Trump said, no more. We're out.
You're done. You're fired.
So they caught that. And they stopped that. And then there was this.
Which is an organization, as you all know, that President Trump, with the swipe of his pen in that executive order, is no longer wants the United States to be a part of. So that wouldn't be in line with the president's agenda. Doge and OMB also found that there was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money.
Weird.
So yes, condoms for Gaza, which I believe is against their religion.
I feel like, am I reaching too far? This is them acknowledging they have a purity problem when it comes to people they disagree with, and they thought this would help or something?
Or no, I've not been able to corroborate this, but supposedly they're doing something with the condoms in their bomb building.
Oh, is it to make drugs or bombs or something?
They're supposedly they have added condoms to their bombs that they're making.
Interesting. I didn't get that far in Breaking Bad, so I don't know what in condoms you can make drugs out of.
I don't remember the condom bombs in Breaking Bad, and you really should finish that show.
I should, yeah.
Like, I hate endings. Right. I think most endings are just
I know. That's why I hate finishing.
This one
shows.
works. This ending works. It's not perfect, but it is satisfactory. Condoms.
Ariel,
That's condoms, as in bubble gum for the cone heads.
Honestly, like, if you just take the M out, then it's a good bill. Government pays for American contracting.
Fuck your $350 million for Gaza fucking condos.
Well, you make them pay fire insurance and then you bomb it.
Oh, all right. Who the hell is insuring Gaza? That's a bad idea.
Liberty Mutual.
So anyhow, that was kind of like just a little tiny bit of light shining on a problem, right? Which, I mean, we've heard of these things for a long time, but this was kind of like the first big one of this administration, right? Weird money going a shit ton of money going to condoms for a country miles and miles away, thousands of miles away. We got no business with any of this shit. Yes, they're goats. You're right. There was 50 billion in goats.
Are they virgin goats at least?
You think they really want a virgin goat?
Yeah, it's pure.
I don't know if they care. So I want to show a video to kind of set up the rest of this. It is a video. I forget what his name is. Mike Benz. Mike Benz has been on a tear this week. He's been talking about this organization, USAID, for a long time. And so he made this video, just a quick 3.5 minute explanation of what USAID is. And you'll see why this all fits together.
The name USAID, they focus on aid. They focus on thinking like it's humanitarian work. But aid is not actually in the name of USAID. USAID stands for the United States Agency for International Development, not aid.
That right there. United States Agency for International Development. Red flags all over the place.
That's what I joked of fucking doing. Jesus Christ.
Red flags everywhere with that name. We carry on.
It's not a charity, and international development is simply capacity building. It is local and regional capacity building done across the whole world, i.e. internationally. The primal id in USAID, international development, is about capacity building of assets that can be used by either the Pentagon, the State Department, or the CIA for their own
migrants?
Like fucking money laundering.
Oh.
And Ariel's pointing out some issues here. Static. You're moving around and sounding like you've been hitting the bottle. I am not hitting the bottle. I have not
Canadian liquor.
I haven't had a drink in months. Don't even remember the last time I had a drink. I am 5 days nicotine free.
Oh, wow. Good job.
So there's that. Maybe that has something to do with it.
A little fidgety.
Yeah.
Activities. So if you're the Secretary of State and you were asked by the National Security Council or the President to do something in a different country, overthrow their government, stop the passage of a bill in a foreign country's legislature.
That's Victoria Noodleman. We'll get to her in a sec.
How would you do that? And the first thing that I said is you would look at the assets that already exist in the country. Do we need new assets in addition to the ones that we currently have, or are the existing assets, can they achieve this simply by giving them enough money, giving them enough resources, giving them enough training, giving them enough support? One of the main ways that capacity building would be financed would be through USAID. USAID would say that it's doing something, funding a hospital system, funding universities, funding civil society organizations, funding media institutions, funding independent media in the region. Sorry, it's something in my eye. Independent media in the region on USAID payroll. And those institutions, those assets, would then be bigger and more powerful and more capable capacity, more capable of serving the State Department's goal, aka advancing U.S. national interests. USAID has a bigger budget than the State Department, over $50 billion. It is a bigger budget than the CIA. The entire intelligence community only has about 72 billion. So that's the CIA plus the 16 others. And USAID has a bigger budget than the CIA and is almost the size of the entire intelligence community combined. That is how important USAID is to American statecraft. It is an intelligence community, a State Department, and a Pentagon assistance organization rolled into one. I just copied this from the USAID website. USAID carries out U.S. foreign policy, advances U.S. national interests by promoting broad-scale human progress. At the same time, it expands stable, free societies, creates markets and trade partners for the United States, and fosters goodwill abroad.
Did you have something to say?
No. This is this is like imperialistic communism.
This is the deep state.
Yeah, this is wild.
This is literally a government creating other governments.
This
And
is wild.
yeah. Just
And they
and we're only talking about what they do. We're not even talking about what's happened yet.
The operative phrases here are carries out U.S. foreign policy.
Yes,
this is not charity work.
carries
This is not
out what
aid.
we fucking our interests.
Yes. Who gets to decide that? This person, these people at this place, like these unelected fucking deep state shadow government people are promoting U.S. foreign policy.
That's
What?
insane.
This is cynical, self-serving purposes. And what is it seeking to do? Free societies, open societies. Why does USAID want other countries to be open societies? Because that's how you get the influence in. If a country is a closed society, they're closed off from USAID influence. We cannot capacity build our assets there. Closed societies box USAID out. China is a closed society. That is why we have not been able to topple the government of China, despite having tried for 100 years now almost. We've not been able to.
Oh, you really think we wouldn't want to try?
To topple China?
Yeah.
Like the Democratic
Not
Party?
saying it would be in our best interest, but I mean the deep state, the fucking CIA, these people who think that they have more power than God.
I think they enjoy sucking some commie dick if it means cheap money and labor. Republicans and Democrats have been guilty of it.
Are you suggesting 1989 was a work of America?
I'm talking about the spies
I'm talking about Ariel says, dude, we have collapsed China. Or if you're talking about more recent things, that's China kind of collapsing on itself. McDonald's in China.
Oh,
lost.
it's collapsed.
Except that McDonald's makes almost no money in China. So much money goes to the Chinese government. So they're not making nearly as much in China as they do here. The same thing with the NBA, the same thing with Disney. Like all the companies that do business in China do not. The bottom line is nowhere near what it is here.
But they're still winning.
But you have Americana has collapsed in China, I guess. We're slowly spoiling them, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, a corporation makes so much money that it's worth losing, if not breaking even, just so that the entire country knows what the golden arches are. Like, that's what they pay for.
Yes.
They just want the entire world to know. They see a giant M and they think McDonald's. That's the whole point of spending all that money and not making any back. Crazy. But
So you know what? Yes, I would somewhat agree with this, Kel. This just means that USAID is a counter to the Chinese programs that do the same thing, i.e. the Belt and Road Initiative.
Yeah.
Except the Belt and Road Initiative is fairly transparent on a world level. Look, how many people heard of USAID before yesterday?
Right.
Put a 1 in the chat if you had heard of USAID before this last week.
But with the Belt and Road Initiative, at least from like their own policy perspective, it was just, yeah, you know, we should connect all these countries together so that we can trade with you and we'll benefit in the long run, but you get trade. This is like, we're going to aid you so that you can have all the medical and infrastructure you need to carry out our agenda. It's like,
yeah,
that's what they, it's not even like China want to make money off Africa. It's just like, we want you to do what America wants you to do, sweetie.
So let's finish this last 30 seconds and then we'll get into the drama that's gone off over the last week, and then we'll go back into some other things that they have done according to RFK and some other things that we have found out of how they're spending the money.
Topple Putin from Russia. Why? Because Russia is a closed society. Like China, they kicked USAID out. It is not an open society. And so the USAID can't just take over their entire media ecosystem by funding 100 different media propaganda outlets in the region to sway hearts and minds. And remember, that's what this is. It's hearts and minds and cash. That's what soft power is. They call it hearts and minds work, but it's cash that does the moving of those hearts and minds, especially of the leaders of the movements.
fuck is this Narcos music in the background?
I don't know. That was the music that guy had chosen.
I like it, but
I definitely go, if you want to know more about this, go follow Mike Benz. He has a ton of information that's at Mike Benz, BENZ. So is this it? Let me make sure I've got, okay, no, I need to move this over. Need to move this over. Where's the damn fucking thing? So here we go. The beginning of all the drama. Robbie Starbuck reporting here. The highest ranking Treasury officer, David A. Liebrick, is resigning rather than complying with a request by Doge for access to audit where they've spent trillions of dollars. Why would career bureaucrats fear an audit by Elon Musk and Doge to see where we could save money? So this is the Department of Treasury. The Doge team discovered, among other things, the payment approval officers at Treasury were instructed always to approve payments, even to known fraudulent or terrorist groups. They literally never denied a payment in their entire career, not even once. And then let me find the other thing that ties this all together. Yeah, I think this is it. This is from Autism Capital. Breaking USAID senior officials put on leave after physically trying to stop Doge from accessing agency systems. Two USAID officials, John Voorhees and his deputy, were put on leave late Saturday night after refusing to allow Doge members access to USAID systems. The Doge members threatened to physically call the police after being refused entry. They were trying to access the security and personnel files. Federal officials are concerned that Trump is trying to fold USAID into the U.S. State Department in an effort to cut government corruption and bloat. Think about that. Federal officials are concerned that Trump is trying to close down USAID in an effort to cut government corruption. They're worried about him stopping corruption and bloat. This is...
no, that's like what Rachel Maddow was
a
doing.
Weird sentence right there.
She's like, Trump's firing all the federal workers and the agents. How would they pay off their second mortgages? It's like,
oh, look at this guy. What's going on, Isaac?
Oh, Isaac. What up,
So,
man?
USAID employs approximately 10,000 people, including contractors, with 2/3 of them overseas. Okay. 60 USAID members were already put on leave last week after trying to circumvent President Trump's executive order on stopping foreign aid. These people are the deep state. They are here to try and push their own agenda. They don't care about the will of the people. So let me see here. Elon Musk has said that it said that USAID should be closed down, and Trump agrees. Now, they no longer have a Twitter profile. I can't say for sure whether or not that they have been disbanded, but it certainly seems like it is in the process of happening. Now, some more information that Mike Benz. Okay, so actually this is better. This has got Mike Benz's at in it. This is from Mario Nalfall. Now, I know not everyone likes him. I really don't care. He just provides information. I don't look at him as some sort of fucking hero or anything. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. So Mike Benz, Trump prosecutors were funded by USAID. This push to prosecute Trump by Alvin Bragg Soros was a minor co-funder. So Soros was only a minor co-funder for Alvin Bragg. He gave them $10,000. That's it. The $14 million he gave to the parent company, the fiscal sponsor of FJP, Fair and Justice Prosecution, a nonprofit that supports and influences progressive prosecutors in the U.S., well, that ain't shit compared to the $27 million USAID gave them. That's our tax dollars going to people who were helping prosecute Donald Trump. Did I lose you again? So and then he goes on to say, every time you hear the word Soros prosecutor, no, they said they're USAID prosecutors. So that's like a way of them also kind of hiding the money. Because the government gives the money to USAID and then USAID does with it whatever the hell they damn well want. I'm not going to watch this video. This video is 19 and a half minutes, but that's Mike Benz in the video. You can see his at Mike Benz Cyber. Definitely, if you want to know more about USAID, I strongly recommend giving him a follow. And then we've got, where do I want to go next? There's just so much. I don't know why it's all out of order. Let's go. We'll go here. We'll go here with RFK on a Tucker interview from a little while ago.
In 2014, there are riots in, it's called the Maidan Rebellion in Ukraine, which we're not told.
So this is riots in 2014 in Ukraine. Fuck the EU. If anyone remembers that phone call.
That we are financing those riots. The newspapers never told us, our government never told us. USAID, which is a CIA front, put $5 billion.
There, he said it right there. USAID, which is a CIA front. I'll run it back just a second.
Oh, damn, he just said it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and this was an interview from a few months ago.
So did you see this interview first, or did you see the?
This is just stuff that's just been kind of like
connecting.
I was trying to like put it all together. I spent 4 hours trying to do this afternoon, trying to like make it comprehensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. He says it.
Because there's just so much, and I'm not gonna be able to get it all. I think this is a huge story that everyone needs to fucking know about.
Told us USAID, which is a CIA front, put $5 billion into funding those riots. Those riots lead to a coup d'etat against the first democratically elected government of the Ukraine. It was a government that refused to choose sides and to say we're going to be on the side of the West. So we wanted them out. A month before that government is overthrown, Victoria Nuland, who's the part of
So Victoria Nuland, this is when that phone call leaked of Victoria Nuland, who was just some neocon fucking. She did something with the government. She's done all sorts of things with the government. She was even in Biden's. Not staff, but he picked her to go do something. But she had a phone call leak when these riots started happening, where she was telling some other big cheese, she said, "Fuck the EU," and that sent everything kind of like haywire for a little while.
Nice.
And they're talking, but she was already planning out in this phone call who was going to replace the regime change. She was talking about the regime change in this phone call.
Centerpiece of the neocon ideology, and who is now a high-level official in the State Department, has a secret call with the U.S. ambassador, which is tape recorded and is now public, which anybody can go and look up, where she is picking the new cabinet for the Ukraine, which is a U.S. Western cabinet. So they're picking the new government a month before the old government is overthrown.
Is that how democracy?
Oh God, Western cabinet. That's crazy.
Is that democracy when Victoria Nuland picks her government?
Well, that's the point. Is USAID doesn't really do And the CIA don't do democracy. The CIA has overthrown, I think, 83 governments between 1947 and 1990.
83 governments.
Fuck, man. The
And that's a
Uniparty
third
is
of the
real,
governments on Earth,
man.
and most of them were democracies. Oh, it doesn't do democracy.
So yes, we now need to do research on how the USAID. I need to say USAID instead of USAID. We need the investigations on USAID overthrowing governments. We need to see this information come out.
Yeah, dude. Jesus.
We're not done.
I mean, is the goal to like collapse countries, or is it to create proxies that they have influence over other countries?
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I answered my own question because they're both the same.
So we have
who says the government's efficient?
Oh wait, I want to play that one after this next one.
They're very good at being evil, that's for sure.
Yes, they are. And we've got another clip of Homegirl, which I think is from today. Yeah, this is from this afternoon.
You got banned again, Weasel? Or
wait, yeah, Weasel, shouldn't you be just about done with your banning?
Fuck X. And wait, if you at X and say fuck them, you get banned?
No, he was trying to follow that guy that's been putting a bunch of the stuff together that I keep talking about. So we've got Homegirl back again for some more information about USAID and their spending habits.
And here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look. Because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces.
DIE. I love her so much.
DIE in Serbia workplaces.
Good luck.
Why? Where's that money really going?
Even I'm.
Or is it just to pay some fat black bitch to tell them how bad white people are?
God, how are we still doing DEI now, dude? Even America's getting tired of it. Insane.
$70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland.
I mean, that somewhat makes sense. There's a lot of.
It's really fucking gay. Is that why?
It's gay, but at least there's actual brown people to hire and get those quotas. Because a lot of people that are like migrating to England need to go to Ireland because they're so.
It is Ireland that has the number one name of Muhammad now.
Well, because Ireland is like such a slave state that everyone's left, and like the government pays people to just live there. And so I wonder, actually, you know what? That's a South Park episode. That's a Freedom Tunes cartoon where all the British people move to Ireland and then just the UK is just Mohammed.
Yeah. Still weird. $70,000 for a fucking musical of our tax dollars. Our tax dollars is putting on musicals in Ireland.
Didn't Rand Paul report that? I swore I remember there being a musical.
Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
I don't remember it being Ireland. So
you know what? Thinking about it, that was about a month ago that we would have discussed that. Maybe a month and a half. It does sound familiar.
I do. I remember it. I should remember.
Like having pictures of the musical popping up into my head from his report.
Yeah, they had pictures, dude.
$47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia.
Only $47K to put on an opera in Colombia about the trans. That one's weird.
$32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru.
That's a lot of comic books.
I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Thank you, guys.
She just walks away.
Awesome.
Kel's looking for his motorboat.
Oh, yeah.
Did they not tell you how long your ban was going to be?
If they don't tell you how long
Did you do the shock thing and tell someone to go fucking remove themselves from existence, or
you have to delete the tweet before the timer starts?
Oh, did you delete the tweet?
Yeah, you have to delete. If you don't delete the tweet, then it doesn't stop. Which all you can do is just screenshot it and then just retweet them with the screenshot. That's what I do.
So we also have this. Hold on, let's see. Does this hand do it? Yes. So this guy did some digging. He says, let me get this straight. Fauci, national whatever, and then the USAID sent over 40 million in US taxpayer support to a scientist in Wuhan who was working on bat coronavirus emergence research, who also became patient zero for COVID-19. And the completion date for that funding was in 2019. This document was obtained by FOIA by White Coat Waste. Give them a follow. And so we see here we've got one payment from June 2019 to May of 2024 for just over $3.5 million. This is another payment to Wuhan for $44K. Oh, and then that one was understanding the risk of bat coronavirus. Another $3 million to support to understand the risk of bat coronavirus from 2014 to 2019. Another $38 million from USAID for Predict 2. This one is 2014 to 2019. What year was it that Fauci's pardon started?
I don't remember.
2014.
Okay, I was gonna say because like 2010, 2012 is when he was still doing all that weird shit that Obama didn't want him to do. So it's like they're still incriminating files on him. That's what's so weird. It's because it's not the Obama Biden administration. So
right, but so I'm wondering if this funding isn't some sort of crime. I mean,
taxation is theft. So yes.
Well, I mean, yes. There's
I know.
That's not what the government thinks.
Hey, I to be objective to people that do believe in taxes, they should not be paid for like this. I mean, like honestly, every like liberal that's not like a retarded piece of shit here, whenever they see shit like this, they go, "How can we not have universal income or universal health care? Obviously, we can afford it." And to that, I'm like, you know what? I don't fault your reasoning, but how can you understand what's going on and not be more upset by just government fucking sucks? Why is that the only conclusion you could draw?
They need this has become so obvious over the last week of why single payer just doesn't work. Why getting rid of the insurance and just having it all go through the government doesn't work, because there is no transparency from our government. How could you trust them to handle anything that has to do with your health when they don't want to fucking tell you anything?
Mm-hmm.
So Donald Trump is showing why the government can't be put in charge of anything.
Yeah.
Now, I've got one more thing on money here. This one's a fun one. This one's real fun. You're going to have to do some reading.
No.
I know you're gonna have to read the subtitles. I am so sorry. Zelensky's a fucking asshole.
Does he at least play a piano with his cock?
No.
Damn.
I'm sorry to disappoint.
Where's Ben Stiller?
Я коли чую, і раніше чув, і сьогодні ми чуємо від Сполучених Штатів Америки, що Америка дала Україні сотні мільярдів, 170, більш точно, така звучала точна цифра, яку підтримували або голосував Конгрес, тощо різні організації. Дивіться, я як президент...
Look, as the president of a warring country, I tell you, we received just over 75 billion.
So they're not getting the money?
That is a difference of $102 billion. 102!
Interesting.
We carry on.
Президент воюючої країни, вам говорю, ми отримали більше 75. Тобто 100 мільярдів з цих 177 або 200, говорять навіть деякі люди, ми ніколи не отримували. І це важливо.
Some people say we never received. They didn't get, he's claiming, he and his top brass are claiming we didn't get all the money. Which, by the way, keep in mind, we weren't supposed to be giving them cash. We were giving them weapons.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say
and other like
tanks and supplies,
humanitarian shit and whatnot,
medical supplies.
Yeah,
but
mostly fucking weapons.
Yeah. So my first question was, doesn't it actually go through the UN first, and how much do they retain? And then two, I was about to say they're supposed to get tanks and guns and shit. So I feel like I should
since Ukraine is not a part of the UN, should it be going through the UN first?
It shouldn't. And
that is the whole problem we've got here, because they wanted to add them to the No. They wanted to add them. Was it the UN?
Yeah, UN. Or no, NATO.
Yeah, it was NATO. They wanted to add them to NATO.
Same thing.
Yeah. No, not technically. No, because I don't think Saudi Arabia is in NATO. Are they? Maybe they are. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. But I think we should
China is in the UN. China's not in NATO.
Oh, shoot, yeah. I feel like you should comprehend this of we got $75 billion in cash when we shouldn't have. So what's Ukraine doing with that money?
They've received $75 billion in something, but there's $102 billion, roughly $102 billion just missing.
But no, wait. He shouldn't. All those bills that go to Ukraine, it shouldn't be liquidated like buying power. It should be things. That's what they always claim it does. It goes to paying for things for Ukraine.
Right. He's saying that they never received anything of it. I don't know. You're bringing up a different point that maybe we were sending them cash and we weren't supposed to fucking be sending them
That's
cash.
what it sounds like to me. It sounds like this dude got 75 cash when he shouldn't have, and he's making it sound like, well, I should have received more.
Well, what is he going to buy? What is he going to use the cash on?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there is no him buying the tanks or buying the manpower.
This could just be a difference of the language barrier we've got going on here.
It doesn't matter.
Because like the translation doesn't look great either.
He's saying Americans shorted me. They claim to give me this money. He's a fucking divorced mother who's claiming that the father didn't pay child care.
Or hold on. Or is he lying?
Both. I mean,
or does he have it all and he's like, some of it's gone missing, but I'm just gonna say it was never here. Oh,
maybe
just do the whole reverse.
Well, I don't know what he has to gain to smooth up to Trump for, because he had a few comments saying like Trump wants to end the war. He said so himself, and then it's like, well, he's gonna end it by you stopping and receding, not with military force. He made it sound like
if it wasn't for the other people, if Zelensky was the only person that lived in Ukraine, I would say, yeah, just stop giving him money and just let Russia squash him.
Well, I mean, at this point, Russia.
Fuck this guy. This guy comes around with a handout. This motherfucker was in Pennsylvania signing bombs with the fucking governor there.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting behavior.
Russia's already won, dude. It is at this point. It is Ukraine retaliating more than anything. Have you ever played Civ?
No, I mean, I for like a short bit, way back in the day.
Sometimes in Civ, what will happen is, if you take a country's capital and then you try to like maintain peace, they'll keep rejecting the peace offer, even though they only have one country left. And so then you're kind of like, well, I don't want too many countries because I can't afford to have all the countries. But so to get the domination ending, you have to invade everyone's capital. So you invade the capital and then you're good. Hey, I invade the capital. I'm good. I'm going to do my diplomatic stuff on the other side of the map. But that country, even though it only has one land, actually one estate left, they will not accept a peace deal and they'll keep fighting you, even though you already took their capital and they can't overtake the capital. And you're just stuck at war with them the rest of the game. And that's pretty much what happened here.
Okay. Yeah.
They've already won. They got what they wanted, and they lost because they want it back, and they know they're going to keep getting money from America.
Yeah,
when Trump says we're going to end the war, it's stop the conflict. You are Ukraine. They have their land that they want. It's over. But Zelensky thinks, Trump's going to put boots on the ground and actually have.
No, he doesn't. There's no way this guy thinks that's what Trump's going to do.
Where did I?
He can't be that. That is
not boots on the ground.
Delusional as fuck.
It is, but he means like actual military force. Like he thinks America.
He thinks we're gonna go over there and start bombing Russians.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
that's what it made it sound like.
That dude is on another fucking planet.
He is.
All right, let's see what else he's got to say here.
Бо ми говоримо про конкретні речі, бо ми отримали це не грошима, а зброю. Ми зброю отримали на 70 мільярдів.
There is training, there is additional transport,
Є
there's not
навчання,
only prices for the
тренування.
weapons. Okay, so this isn't about cash, this is about goods.
Yeah.
Є додатковий транспорт, є не тільки ціну на зброю, були гуманітарні програми, соціальні тощо. Але коли говорять, що Україна під час війни отримала 200 мільярдів на підтримку армії, тощо, це неправда. Я не знаю, де всі ці гроші.
I don't know where all this money is.
Because it was never given to you directly. You're kind of snitching on them right now, dude. You're not supposed to even have 75 billion of liquidated money.
Well,
because America is giving them so many federal services that use taxpayers' money. When they sign those bills to give money to Ukraine, what they're doing is allowing themselves to use their own Federal Reserve to apply those goods and services to that country. They're not just giving them that money.
So, let me tie this all together. Maybe. It's a theory. We got another tweet from Wall Street Apes.
Oh, right, let's go.
And he's got another old Tucker clip. But we'll read the tweet and we'll watch the clip. Breaking, the conspiracy theorists were right. Elon Musk just confirmed USAID used U.S. taxpayer money to fund COVID-19 development. This also confirms why Joe Biden chose the year 2014 for Anthony Fauci pardon. That's when Barack Obama and Fauci took over the Ukraine biolabs and started working on these bioweapons. This is a crime against humanity, and that can't be pardoned. 2014 was the year the CIA overtook the Ukrainian government, as we saw from the previous Tucker clip with RFK Jr. Under U.S. supervision, Ukraine fell into civil war of February 2014. Obama, it's all connected. Tucker Carlson talking about Ukraine biolabs. What are they doing with the pathogens in those biolabs? So that's like this. Okay, and then he's talking about the clip, but we'll hear it from Tucker himself.
That was
the thing.
What's that?
That was the OG conspiracy theory that there were labs in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Uh,
there we go.
The thing that people don't in this country understand is that the Ukrainian military is selling about half of the arms they get from the United States into international black markets, and they're winding up in some cases with the drug cartels in Latin America. That's a fact. Okay, it's a fact, and you can buy them. And I spoke to someone who did buy some actually, so I know this is a fact, and they're bragging about it. So they're selling conventional weapons, including weapon systems that are very dangerous and very destabilizing, that would make commercial air travel impossible, for example. And so what are they doing with the pathogens in those biolabs? And does the Biden administration have a manifest? Do they know exactly what's in those labs? And will they turn it over to the Trump administration so we can keep track of these things? And the answer is no, actually.
Tulsi Gabbard was talking about this a few months ago.
Yep, I remember.
You know what? Cal wants to know where he can buy them. You might need to DM Tucker. He might know a guy.
The answer is no. I know this.
Wow.
So that's like the scariest thing that's ever happened. I think the Ukraine.
I think so. So he was just saying how the Biden people didn't give the Trump people the information about the biolabs. I think that's a big reason why we need Tulsi.
War has the potential to destabilize the world more than anything that's happened in my lifetime. What the hell? So that's why I'm saying this right now, because I hope this is widely disseminated, because I think it's like the scariest thing I've heard in a long, long time.
So they're selling weapons. They don't have all the weapons they're supposed to have. We've got this company who's out there funding biolabs in Ukraine and in China. And nothing adds up. And they're deathly afraid of Elon Musk coming in there and doing an audit on their performance. Nothing to see here, folks. Did you leave me again?
No, I'm here. I'm trying to look for the Zelensky thing talking to Trump.
Where he like keeps shrinking for every
No. Yeah. It's just yeah, it's just kind of saying, because it's really complicated, dude, because if you look up Zelensky now, it's comments on like in November, it's comments on how like, oh, he's a radical, he's crazy, he's gonna escalate it, yada yada yada. And then now, as of like a week after that, it was, oh no, my bad. It was the war will end sooner with Trump as president kind of thing. And Putin will talk peace negotiations with Trump, even though he doesn't want peace, but he thinks Americans' aid will end the war. And so I feel like it's him trying to strongman Trump or whatever, and it failed because he went straight back to saying like, "Oh yeah, he's crazy, he's a madman," like that stuff. So it was a sly like, Trump can end this war, but Putin does not want peace.
Right.
So when I read that comment, it's like, you think Trump's going to give you any military aid? You're wrong. He's just going to be the referee that says the war's over. Well, you lost what you lost. Full stop.
So I do have a few more things on USAID before we go into the hearings. I've got another bit where they've discovered more things that they've been spending money on that Breitbart covered. So we got $20 million for Sesame Street in Iraq, $56 million to boost tourism in Egypt.
Terrorism, you had it right.
$40 million to build schools in Jordan. $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash. That one's weird.
That's a good one.
$27 million. Why $11 million to tell them to stop burning? That's a lot of fucking money.
Is it like
to stop burning trash?
Is that how much an email costs to send?
Well, I'm wondering how much it costs to put a fucking TV ad up in Vietnam.
Yeah, there you go.
$27 million for reintegration gift bags for deported Central Americans.
Oh my!
So not only do they get to fly back on our dime for coming here illegally, but
Give back.
we're going to give them a going away gift.
Well, that's good. Actually, that's good because we want biodegradable bags to be put in the Gulf of America so that the whales don't die.
All right, fine.
Yeah, we want to save the sea lions in Gulf of America. Is the Gulf of Mexico warm or cold water? Because it's closer to the Atlantic.
Warm. Technically, usually gulfs are warmer, aren't they?
I think every body of water is warm except for the Pacific.
Not true. Yeah, the Pacific gets cold as fuck.
It's the only cold ocean I know.
Because yeah, like when I was in Huntington on Christmas one year, it was cold. It was very,
it's
very,
freezing.
very cold. So we've got a clip of Chuck Schumer threatening us with a good time, trying to scare us into being worried about Doge. And no, there's no avocados involved in this clip. Sorry.
At least there's no corona.
Also know this is just the beginning. If Doge attacks USAID today, then you can be sure they'll move on to another target tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Postal Service or the IRS or even the Social Security Administration. They could be next. Or maybe our national security agencies. Also know this.
Yes.
Wait, say it again. Play it again.
Then you can be sure they'll move on to another target tomorrow.
Wait, who's they? The Doge? The
Who knows?
Doge?
Also know this is just the
I'll
beginning.
play it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Also know this is just the beginning. If Doge attacks USAID today,
God.
then you can be sure they'll move on to another target tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Postal Service or the IRS or even the Social Security
This is some
Administration. They could be next.
NBC level
Or maybe our national security agencies.
bro.
Yes, exactly. Small time Republic. Chuck says it like it's a bad thing.
Exactly. Jesus Christ, dude.
This is what we want, motherfucker. We voted for this shit.
Yeah, we want to keep our money.
And you know what? You guys are just fucking jealous that the people who voted for this are actually getting what they wanted. Because every time you vote for something, you don't get fucking dick.
Dude, that's literally what I say about like people like Whitney Cummings. Anyone who's coming out against the Democrats, it's like, oh, well, they've changed. It's like, I think they're just bitter. Give them a few more months. Wait till next year.
Kel says the Postal Service. Please, please, please.
Dude, here's the thing. Like, government's not supposed to have power over the people. Like, what if the federal government went to the postal service, like any kind of service that like runs itself and just says, hey, you need to stop what you're doing. And it's like, no, we get paid from so many other entities who have their own business and agendas to do. It can run itself. You can't just take these things down. You can't just take down like, well, they did take down the stock market, but that was collusion. That's getting involved with it.
The
It's a little
Postal
different.
Service could actually fucking make money.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they can run on their own.
Like if they did business right, like they
Isn't
could
it
actually
actually?
make money.
I know the UPS is a union, but it's still, it could run on its own if everything collapsed.
Yeah, well, the UPS is a perfect example of why we don't need the Postal Service. No offense, Cal, but like the fact that people have come in and said, oh, you know what, we could do the same thing and we'll do it better. It just goes to show
They're unions.
that we don't need government health care.
They're unions, though. It doesn't really count. They get a lot of money from the government to stay afloat. That's why unions are gay.
Yeah, it's on the cusp of making money, and yet they keep raising stamp prices, and they still can't fucking make any money.
Damn.
So I've got one last for this USAID clip, and this is going to be mainstream media. Joy Reid.
I had to buy stamps recently, and they had little kitties and American flag ones.
I bought some Forever stamps about 5 years ago.
That's how you know you're in suburban California when the stamps are cats with American flags on them. It's like I'm in suburban country.
What do you mean they don't do final mile delivery? They give me my packages all the time when I have
FedEx sucks.
Yeah, fuck a FedEx, that's for sure.
God, they just yeet that thing over the gate.
So let's listen to what Joy Reid. I did not see this. All of this stuff was coming out as I was getting ready for the show. The reactions to the USAID stuff. So I will be reacting to this. I have an idea what might be said because I saw some things.
I have never seen Joy Reid in 4K. This is disturbing.
I am sorry.
I'm using on my phone.
You know what? I have a better hairline than Joy Reid.
The hair in general, dude. Good.
But we begin tonight with a full-on crisis in our democracy, as federal workers are literally.
It's not a democracy. And what is hanging from her ear? Are these supposed to be uterus?
Those are
uterized
African things. Yeah, African. Not the federal workers. When did we fucking start crying about the rich people? Bro, the federal workers make so much money. And they have no honestly, it's like if you fired everyone in the government, they would have no problem getting a job for a corporation. They would have no issue.
Cash, you took too long. I'm not sorry.
Not Joy Reid. Yeah, that's what I said. In 4K. Hopefully you're on your phone or something. This is hideous.
Locked out of their offices while operatives working for a private citizen essentially take over our government. Their tactics
Hold on. We gotta back this up. We're gonna start this over because
this is some quiet part out loud shit.
I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted by what Kel is saying here. Kel says USPS delivers to every address. UPS and FedEx pass a lot of the extreme rules stuff off to them. Dude, USPS has to hire a contractor to come out here in his fucking 1987 station wagon to deliver my mail. And yet I get UPS and FedEx trucks and Amazon trucks in here all the time. But also there was something I was going to say about that. I forget what it was. Damn it. Anyhow, let's listen to this Joy Reid thing because she is a moron.
But we begin tonight with a full-on crisis in our democracy, as federal workers are literally locked out of their offices while operatives working for a private citizen essentially take.
Notice how she doesn't mention how they physically tried to keep them from entering the building to access the data. Doesn't mention that at all.
Over our government. Their tactics include turning off our federal websites, deleting government-funded research that you, the taxpayer, paid for.
You know what that research was? That research was $200 million on to see how fast a shrimp can walk on a treadmill.
Yeah, stuff that if you told the normal working person you were spending federal money for, yeah, they'd lose their mind.
Impose speech codes, bullying news organizations by demanding interview transcripts, implementing an FBI purge, locking federal workers out of their computers, and even turning them away at their offices while giving themselves, without congressional or any other authorization, full access to the personal data.
Don't need congressional authorization because they are underneath the executive branch, you dumb bitch. You're lying.
Yeah, dude.
Of tens of millions of Americans, including Social Security recipients, FBI agents and officials, military and government contractors, and every single employee of the federal government. All of that data in private hands that you did not authorize, even if you voted for Donald Trump. This.
Bro, that's what it's like for the
Talk about a fucking gaslight.
Yeah.
You did not authorize this, even if you voted for Donald Trump.
Jesus
Bitch, what are you talking about? This is exactly what I wanted. This is why I voted for Donald Trump. This was one of the biggest reasons why I voted for Donald Trump. The immigration stuff and everything, that's all really nice. But getting rid of this government waste is the most important. As a matter of fact, the immigration stuff even falls underneath government fucking waste.
Well, actually, I think it's more likely that it was more likely like the border was going to get handled regardless. Him throwing out the deep state this much has actually been a surprise.
No one, even Luke Rakowski, is like on cloud 9.
Yeah,
watching all this shit happen
because he's actually doing all of it.
Doing it.
All of it.
Like what I was saying earlier is like the Trump voters are so fucking happy because they're getting what they voted for, and the Democrats are so sour because they have no idea what that's like.
Nope, they don't.
They think they vote for something, and then they never really know what they get. They just get a bunch. They get fucking air blown up their assholes.
Dude, Democrats only have four. The people who vote for Democrat only have like 4 things to vote on, and it's abortion, healthcare, abortion, Obamacare, healthcare, and income, universal basic income, just communism.
Yeah, but no one's even that wasn't even on the table for anyone this year. All Kamala Harris had to talk about was fucking trans rights and abortion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
How did they think they had a fucking chance?
I don't know.
Unless they were waiting for them to steal it.
I know, right? I still think it's a punt. Honestly, it's because the Obama family fell apart, bro. I think if their marriage was better, Big Mike should have ran.
And Weasel spot on. Yes, these are things we IT people do when told to investigate an executive in a private corporation. I see nothing wrong. 100%. When there is issues, you get locked out of your shit, you get suspended, and you get to wait. But you know what? At least you're getting more times than not every time. You're getting a paycheck while this is happening. Might be the last one, but you're getting a paycheck.
Yeah, it's a happy one.
We got Tara Crystal here saying, I'll support Trump's tactics with the Democrats' argument. We got to pass it to see what's in it. That's the exact opposite of what Trump's been operating on, though. Like, there is so much transparency in this administration that it's like I was saying earlier, there's just so much transparency of everything that's happening that it is impossible for a normal human being to keep up with it. Like, it is absolutely insane. This is exactly, I'd like to say what we deserve, but this is exactly what I've wanted. I want transparent government. I want them to always be telling us what's going on. And Kel says, let's make gun control a major issue while letting crime. Exactly. Whatever idiot runs the DNC. I don't. If we have time, I've got a great supercut from the DNC thing that happened the other day. It's funny. David Hogue is a moron. And it turns out a lot of the kids from that school are kind of like coming together and corroborating their stories and getting everything in line. And we'll see if maybe this guy, see how long he actually lasts in that DNC chair. Maybe his grifting ass will finally be gone. 40 more seconds of this dumb twat.
As Trump installs unqualified minions at the heads of every federal agency, knowing that they wouldn't stop this even if they knew how. At least when he's not threatening multiple trade wars or vowing to launch a new...
That he's winning! He won them before this bitch even went on air. He's winning all these non-existent trade wars. He just throws some shit out there, and these people are bending the knee 12 hours at most later.
Age of American imperialism by colonizing the indigenous people of Greenland and the Panama Canal, all while...
Who supposedly the indigenous people of Greenland, something like 56% of them are in favor of joining the U.S. Anyhow.
Congressional Democrats issue strongly worded letters, plus holding a press conference today, and congressional Republicans sit back and let the federal government they work for collapse all around them, while they occasionally beg Trump for tariff mercy for their states. If this were happening in any other country right now, I promise you, I'd be on the air calling it a coup.
Getting rid of government, making the government smaller is now a coup. Making it so that the government has less chances of taking control of things is a coup.
Yeah. This is some wonderful
begin-
cope. Wonderful cope. How long are they? I mean, this can't last much longer. They got to give up at some point.
The mainstream media?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because they don't have the anger from the other side anymore. They're tired of being angry at Trump.
Well, so this has kind of been a topic of conversation for the last 2 weeks now, maybe 3. Maybe since he won the election.
Mm-hmm.
Last time, 2017, when he took office for the first time, they were doing this, right? They were pushing these false narratives. They were bending and twisting the truth, telling lies every which way that they possibly can to convince the American people that Donald Trump was a bad person, was a racist, Nazi bigot. People were eating it up. Not necessarily eating it up, but people were more willing to accept that as a truth. Are they still able to manipulate enough people to get that kind of reaction?
I don't think so anymore.
I don't think so either. I think maybe humans are only able to generate enough hatred for one man for so fucking long, and they just get spent, and you can't keep doing it anymore. Either that, or they're actually paying attention and realizing this is all horseshit, and people are just more and more people are just slowly coming to the realization everything's horseshit. So I don't know. But we're going to be getting, I need to pay more. I would like to pay more attention to what Doge is doing. They're tweeting 2-3 times a day about the numbers they're updating. Contracts that they're canceling for DEI stuff or land contracts, like different fucking leases and shit that we've signed, buildings that no one fucking works in, that we've been paying on for who knows how many years type shit. I would like to pay more attention to that because I love that stuff. I love watching the government be responsible, being held responsible, and opening up about what's actually happening, because the average person has no idea how much money goes through this thing. And they don't have to answer for any of it. Do you have your game installed?
I do. It's all installed.
You're gonna go to bed early so you can wake up on time?
Maybe. I kind of naturally. It's 8. Sorry, it's at 8, not 6. So
8 your time, right? 8 Pacific.
8 my time. Yeah.
8 a.m.
I'll wake up fine. I got dishes and stuff to do.
So do I.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through some of the hearings. Last week we had the RFK Jr. appointment hearing. We had Tulsi Gabbard appointment hearing and Kash Patel. I've got 2 clips directly from RFK Jr. I've got 1 clip from Tulsi Gabbard, and I've got 1 kind of like news clip from the Vigilant Fox. They do like a news report thing about the Kash Patel stuff. So we'll start here with RFK. Now, keep in mind, these clips that I have from RFK are from day 2. And this is him calling out Bernie Sanders for his horseshit.
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will
with
you
the sickness.
guarantee do what every other major country does? That's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies; it's in Congress too. Almost.
What's that?
This is so good. I love this. I love this.
All the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and
no,
protecting
no,
their interests.
No. I thought that would no. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry.
The leaders didn't give it.
You still got money from the pharmaceutical companies.
I know.
The CEOs didn't give it to you. Instead, the people that work just under the CEOs.
I think CEOs write their own fucking checks.
Right. And okay, maybe it didn't come with the fucking Pfizer tagline on the damn check, but maybe that money originally hit that bank account from Pfizer before it hit yours. You dumb ass. Like, what the hell are you trying to prove? You are a sellout.
Oh,
and if
yeah.
who actually appreciated you, Bernie, paid attention, they would be ashamed of you.
Dude, all the Bernie bros are Trump fans now, or they're gone.
Not all of them. So I watch Asmongold because I feel like he is a good gauge of the middle.
Yes, he's a village idiot.
He is a fucking Bernie bro to this day.
Bernie bro. Yeah.
He and he copes about that shit all the time.
But you don't understand how like Bernie introduced a like conservative culture to the left that made a lot of people not care about. I'm trying to think exactly, because if it was weird. It was weird that there was a time where Bernie was actually kind of in the spectrum of things, like in the middle, right? Where you had Republicans, you had Democrats, and then you had Bernie bros.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was like, but he really advocated for like fucking socialism. How is he in the middle? It was seriously just culturally.
Yeah. He's a socialist. He's a self-proclaimed Democrat socialist, and he runs as an independent because if he ran as a fucking socialist, no one would vote for his ass.
Mm-hmm. And so you get a lot of like people who culturally aren't down with what the left is today, but they still are lazy pieces of shit that just want to rely on the government for everything. And the reason why you can't trust a lot of rich YouTubers is because they also live in guilt. Like Asmongold and like Voice Critical, these dudes like barely did anything to earn their millions, and they just feel bad for owning it all, that they usually just believe in advocating for this stuff because they never had to work hard for their money.
I just see that.
And they just feel bad for people that don't have it as nice as they do.
At least they got some fucking empathy, unlike Hassan Piker or some other shit.
I defend Voice Critical. I do.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I defend Asmongold. I'm just really tired of everyone's fucking reacting to Asmongold videos, and it's annoying. But he's the village idiot. You want to know?
He is. I think he is a perfect fucking divot for like the center everything. Like,
you know,
and you know, he's got a little bit of edge to him, but yet he's got a little bit of retard to him.
I like how
his constant support, like I watched him watch this exact clip, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Bernie's got a point here." Like,
what
motherfucker? What are you talking about, dude? He still had pharmacy money. Why did the people with the pharmaceuticals want Bernie Sanders? Because Bernie Sanders wants to get rid of insurance companies so that the pharmaceutical companies will now have contracts directly with the government and guaranteed fucking money.
Yep. Well, he got in the way of the plan of like open borders and shit, though. Too, I think that's why he ultimately got the can.
He did. I want to say towards the end of the last election cycle that we just barely fucking getting out of. He did start saying something about how like these open borders are a bad idea. So,
I just love how this dude he thought he like he had like a trump card, which was the non-vax onesies.
I forgot all about that. Oh my!
You're not gonna bring up the onesies?
No, I don't have the onesies.
Do you stand by the onesie? Would you put this on a baby?
Look, there has been a lot of shit that happened, and this was Wednesday last week. All right.
Have the onesie. He thought he had. He's like, oh, I'm gonna win this argument. I got big dirt on him.
And I guess another part is that, like, with the onesie thing, I didn't have any time to dig into what RFK's involvement was with that company before all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have
Even
wanted
then, it
to know
doesn't
that.
matter.
Yeah, it does too matter. Like, if what Bernie was accusing him of was remotely true, then he had a point that he was in on the fucking creation of those anti-vaccine onesies. Otherwise, if he was just like kind of like a face for them, you know what I mean? Like,
But he's always advocates
kind of like a
choice,
spokesperson. Then no, Bernie Sanders ain't got shit.
His stance is he is anti-vax, but he's pro having the redacted studies be public and give more parents the options of what they want to do.
Yes.
He doesn't want to ban people from having vaccines. He doesn't like it because there's so many other redacted studies that play a part into his decision for not liking them. So
Well,
he can have.
He's the one that I first learned that you can't sue a vaccine company.
Yep.
So I want to play the rest of this clip. I got to take a piss. So
got it.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
Because I had
receiver of
small
pharmaceutical money.
contributions from workers all over this country. Workers,
You were the
this not a nickel from corporate
Bernie, you were
tax.
the single largest
From
acceptor of
workers-
pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in the
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but
His little hammer.
you have not answered. Last question. Yep.
Oh my God.
Bernie, I told you not to have red dye number 5. It's all over your face.
Fucking Bernie. This dude thought he had like dirt on this guy. Where it's like, Bernie, I heard you got a plan. What is it?
It's like, I got the perfect dirt on RFK Jr.
Would you find him at some Diddy parties?
Even better, I found onesies that make proof he is anti-vax.
So good.
I think if Bernie Sanders hadn't cucked to Hillary Clinton, this country would look a lot fucking different right now.
I don't even know, man. Because, like, he would just get in office and be hated because he didn't implement anything he promised he would do.
Yeah, maybe we get 2020 Donald Trump.
You would. You still would. Absolutely.
Because Donald Trump loses 2016.
Yeah. I think you would.
Bernie was pulling the same kind of Trump crowds.
Oh, yeah, he was. He sure was. Wild. He sold out, though, for books and a home.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He sold out.
So we've got another clip from this is just to point out this bitch. Also Brooks. She's insufferable, and I hope somebody votes her out because she doesn't care. She's here for the agenda. She doesn't care about actually listening and maybe having a better understanding of something because she fucking knows everything like a typical Democrat.
Yeah.
You were on a show on February 26, 2021, an interview with Dr. Judy Mikovits, where you said the following, and I quote, "We should not be giving Black people the same vaccine schedule that's given to whites because their immune system is better than ours." Can you please explain what you meant?
Keep in mind, he said that Black people's immune systems were better than white people's immune systems. And she's going to make this racist.
Right.
There's a series of studies, I think most of them by Poland.
Hold on. What's with the sad clown in the background?
I know. Oh, you missed it. After Bernie got so red, I did an RFK voice where he's like,
You know, I'm gonna ban red dye number 5. It's all over your face. I see it.
What is with this guy? Like, holy fuck.
he's sweating, bro. I think he's a Pfizer guy. Yeah, dude, the medical industry, they dispense medicine and what's the word when you're a physician, physiatric or whatever, based on race all the time, because certain races are prone to different kind of shit. Like if you're a black guy and you get a checkup, they're gonna check your heart. If you're a white guy in
What is
the
that?
30s,
Physiognomy? Something?
yeah, that's what I said. Like it's whatever a physician applies stuff, physiology. Yeah. If you're a black dude, you go to the hospital, they're gonna check your heart. If you're a white dude, you go to the hospital, they're gonna check your fucking colon and shit. Or your prostate or whatever.
God, I'll trade you.
Yeah, dude, that's what I said. We'll trade you. That's always been a thing. And now all of a sudden it's not because it doesn't benefit your agenda.
Right. Well, I mean, and then that also goes against the whole Troon agenda too.
Oh yeah.
Series of studies, I think most of them by Poland, that show that to particular antigens that blacks have a much stronger reaction. There's differences in reaction to different products by different races.
So I have 17 seconds left. Let me just ask you then. So what different vaccine schedule would you say I should have received? What
That
different
fucking
vaccine schedule?
face. Pause it right there. This happened the whole entire time where they would ask him a question, he would answer it, and they would say, actually, I only have like 10 seconds left. Let me ask another question that makes you look really stupid right now. And that fucking smirk. She's the only one that cracked and let that smirk out because they were all doing it all night.
And
Morning. Sorry.
let's just watch this over from when she takes off her glasses. Let's take in.
She fucking rehearsed this in the bathroom.
Let's take in and listen to what she's saying, and appreciate what Shock is pointing out here with her facial expressions. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna even back it up all the way. We'll start here. Just let's take in this wonderful fucking act of arrogance and self-importance and just royal bitchery.
Let me just ask you then. So what different vaccine schedule would you say I should have received?
Because I'm black. What do you think I should have gotten? I'm not. Are you saying I'm not the same as you, even though you literally pointed out that black people have better immune systems than white people? You fucking bigot.
But no. In this instance, he said that you're superior to him.
But she wants to know what different vaccines should she have that the white people get.
Oh my god, that's how she views it.
Yeah.
So
But except she's a fucking idiot and it doesn't work like that. And he laid out that groundwork. So she'd been rehearsing this gotcha the whole time, even though if you're paying attention, his fucking explanation ruins this whole moment for you.
That's why this thing went so over, is because forgot the main dude. He kept having to like let him go over because they would not let him answer any of it. There was actually a sound bit where he's like,
Well, yeah, I tried, but you asked me 5 questions. I'm trying to answer the first one.
so
let's be honest,
good.
it's not like he can hurry up and spit it out.
I think he's doing well, honestly.
Is it that he's doing well, or is it that we have grown accustomed to it and we are now better at hearing it?
I think we're used to it. I think
we're getting used to it. Yeah,
I can comprehend him just fine.
Yep. A year ago, not so much.
Yeah.
What different vaccine schedule should I have received?
I mean, the Pollen article suggests that blacks need fewer antigens.
This is so dangerous.
You get the same measles vaccine.
Mr. Kennedy, with all due respect, that is so dangerous. Your voice would be a voice that parents would listen to. That is so dangerous. I will be
The
voting
truth
against
is
your nomination
that's
because
science.
your views are dangerous to our state and to our country.
I mean, do you think science is dangerous, Senator?
Hold
This is
on,
published,
stop there.
peer-reviewed study.
Hold on.
You
Let
know
him finish it. Let
Oh.
him finish it up. I don't know if that was you talking or someone else.
No, go for it.
Senator, this is published, peer-reviewed studies.
I yield.
She doesn't fucking care. Yep.
Publish peer-reviewed studies. This is what you bitch about all the time. Follow the science. Trust the science.
No.
But when you've got some sort of fucking, I don't even know what you call this. She's like, she's trying to make him out to be a racist, and it's not working. This is full retardation.
Mm-hmm.
I hate these people.
I love
people enough.
Yeah, you don't. I love the like the applause that RFK gets and the two people clapping.
Yeah.
She only had
Well,
2 people.
And what's funny, like if you watch these hearings, when there's a giant applause, it is in favor of the people that Trump wants to get in. It's never, no one's ever in favor of the fucking assholes, the fucking senators trying to bust their ass. No one likes you. Now we got an important question from Small Time Republic. I don't know if we're qualified to answer this, but we'll do the best we can. My optometrist checks my prostate. Is that normal?
My tailor checks mine.
You might want to get a second opinion, Small Time.
I'll do it for you.
I would find another optometrist and see what they think.
That's a good one.
And Vexphere says he would rather listen to RFK than Fetterman.
Very true. Me too.
I would pick Fetterman over any other Democrat at this moment, though.
That's true. Well, I don't know. I mean, RFK was a kind of Democrat.
Fair enough. Okay. Anyone that's not in Trump's good graces from the left.
Yep.
She sounds like she thinks chemo would prevent cancer. What a moron. That's funny. I've never even thought of that.
You know, I guess technically, even though RFK tried to run as an independent, he ended up just running as a Republican because it hurt Biden. All he ever did was hurt Biden.
It did hurt Biden.
So it didn't hurt Trump, it hurt Biden. So by default, I think that makes him a Republican. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. It's fortunate. Like I like RFK.
So I've got one clip of the Tulsi Gabbard hearing, and this is her and Mark Kelly going back and forth. Fuck Mark Kelly. I will never vote for your dumbass. You gun grabbing jackass.
Senator Kelly. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Colonel Gabbard, when Russia was denying us use of chemical weapons, they accused the U.S. of supporting terrorists. This is a
I didn't even notice this when I was watching this, but these dudes are wearing the fucking leis from Hawaii.
line that Putin used frequently during the Syrian civil war as he supported Assad. Syrian officials made similar comments. They did it repeatedly. They did it in public. They did it at the United Nations. In 2016, you gave an interview in which you said, and this is a quote, "The U.S. is providing direct and indirect support to terrorist groups in order to overthrow the Syrian government." And in 2019, on the Democratic presidential debate stage, you said of President Trump, this is a quote, "This current president is continuing to betray us. We were supposed to be going after al-Qaeda, but over years now, not only have we not gone after al-Qaeda, our president is supporting al-Qaeda." So
in 2019, she accused Trump of supporting al-Qaeda. And she also said that we were trying to do a regime change of Syria.
I'm interested to hear, what was your goal in saying these things? And did you consider before saying them, the motives of Iran and Russia, what their motives might have been before making these claims?
Senator, as someone who enlisted in the military specifically because of Al-Qaeda's terrorist attack on 9/11 and committing myself and my life to doing what I could to defeat these terrorists, it was shocking and a betrayal to me and every person who was killed on 9/11, their families and my brothers and sisters in uniform. When as a member of Congress, I learned about President Obama's dual programs that he had begun really to overthrow the regime of Syria, and being willing to, through the CIA's Timber Sycamore program that has now been made public, of working with and arming and equipping Al-Qaeda in an effort to overthrow.
Oh, she was accusing Obama. I thought he was trying to say she was accusing Trump of working with Al-Qaeda. No, this makes sense now. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Obama was trying to work with Al-Qaeda. And you know what's funny is they call her a Russian asset when Russia preferred the way it was in Syria.
That regime, starting yet another regime change war in the Middle East. DoD train and equip program, again, begun under President Obama, is widely been known, looked at, and studied, that ultimately resulted in over $500 million being used to train who they called moderate rebels, but were actually fighters working with and aligned with Al-Qaeda's affiliate on the ground in Syria, all to move forward with their regime change and not acknowledging what was obvious at the time and what has unfortunately borne true, which was that a regime change war in Syria, much like the regime change wars in Iraq, the toppling of Gaddafi and Mubarak, while these are all dictators, would likely result in the rise of Islamist extremists like Al-Qaeda taking power. I shed no tears for the fall of the Assad regime, but today we have an Islamist extremist who is now in charge of Syria, as I said, who danced on the streets to celebrate the 9/11 attack, who ruled over Idlib with an Islamist extremist governance, and who has already begun to persecute and kill and arrest religious minorities like Christians in Syria.
I understand.
Why that should be acceptable to anyone is beyond me.
It shouldn't
is
be.
certainly
And I
not in our
understand, and
interests.
He had to agree with her. He fucking had to agree with her.
I appreciate your answer and thank you. My concern has to do with the tendency to repeat Russian and Syrian, and even in some cases, I think we'll get into in the closed session, Iranian information, and to discount what comes from our intelligence community.
Senator, every American deserves to know that people in our own government were providing support to our sworn enemy, Al-Qaeda. That should not be acceptable by anyone.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant. Do you think a lot of people know that Obama was fucking giving them money?
I didn't even know until way later.
I think that was a big reason why a lot of people supported Trump, was because they all found out that Obama was giving them money.
Well, he gave a lot of people money.
All the
man.
fucking Toyota trucks that just showed up in the Al-Qaeda's fucking videos,
like
like
Fast and the Furious shit too, with the border and cartels. Like, dude was handing out tons of guns.
Let me tell you, Weasel, after that Tulsi Gabbard clip, we all need 38 seconds.
Especially Alex. Do you see Alex Jones post a Gooner post?
You're gonna have to elaborate. What's an Alex Jones Gooner post?
I gotta find it. He basically.
Good luck.
He tweeted.
Was it a picture of Tulsi Gabbard or was it a picture of himself?
It was a picture of Tulsi Gabbard's ass.
Oh, with his face, because he's green.
Because
his face was in her ass. Yes.
Well, no, it was Pepe the Frog.
Yeah, but didn't he say that that was him?
Yeah, he said it's my green complexion. Yeah.
Yes, Obama funded the Iranian nuclear research indirectly while we also were hacking them at the same time.
Makes sense.
And then I've got, like I said, this is like a news clip from the Vigilant Fox with the Kash Patel stuff where he's dealing with what's her fucking name? Klobuchar. Fucking Klobuchar. I can't believe this woman's still around. Oh yeah, you know what? Real quick, Bernie Sanders mentioned something about the 2020 election. I don't remember him at any of those massive Democrat freaking debates that they had. Did he run as an independent in 2020 for like a minute?
2020?
Yeah, because he was saying that clip with RFK, he was saying about how like 2020 he got a bunch of that money for when he ran for
I
president.
don't think that was for 2020. I think that was
because he did run for like a very short amount of time.
I thought it was from 2014.
No,
2015.
there was money from when he was running in 2016.
I didn't
But
hear
he
him say
also did. I
2020.
want to say he had a brief stint running in 2020 where he
I
might have
don't
just
recall.
ran as an independent instead of going with the Democrats because of what happened last time. But that didn't last very long either because they had like 20 fucking nominees on the Democrat side. So yeah, Weasel's saying he ran in 2020. It must have been as an independent and not a Democrat. Because I don't remember him being on that giant fucking podium that they had like 18 people up on that stage.
After losing.
And in our final story for the week, a mic drop moment. Kash Patel bodies Democrat Senator Amy Klobuchar with an epic response after she tries to entrap him with a series of sly questions. Senator Amy Klobuchar was completely burned by President Trump's FBI director nominee Kash Patel during his confirmation hearing on Thursday. He especially blew up her sly questioning. As the Gateway pundit's Jordan Codranson reported, Patel sat down this morning to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee for confirmation beginning at 9:30 a.m. Patel's impressive qualifications include several high-ranking positions in the intelligence and defense communities, such as Department of Defense Chief of Staff and Deputy Director of National Intelligence under President Trump. The Gateway pundit recently reported that Patel is already working with Rep. James Comer and building plans to crush the deep state. Comer revealed that he had a lengthy discussion with Kash Patel and said, quote, Mr. Patel is the right man for the job. He recognizes the importance of ending the weaponization of federal law enforcement and holding deep state bureaucrats accountable.
That was another interesting thing about his hearings was, damn it. They were asking him about the lawfare type stuff, you know, the political lawfare stuff. And like all the Democrats wanted to see him end that. And it's like, bitch, you're admitting to what's been going on without actually saying it.
Oh, jeez.
Is here. However, the truth of Patel's impressive qualifications does not matter to the Democrat senators. After seeing her colleague, Senator Dick Durbin, get owned by Patel a short time earlier, Klobuchar thought she could trap Patel with gotcha questions designed to potentially sink his nomination. Quote, did you know under Chris Wray's leadership, he took over at a very difficult...
What's that?
MAGA sneakers.
Oh, yes.
They weren't even red.
time during his tenure.
The Gateway pundit, it's terrible with terrible ads. Like they just whatever they can fucking put on that page.
Oh, ads are terrible.
Applications to the FBI have tripled. Do you think that people would be applying to those agencies if, in fact, it was so corrupt? She queried. After Patel refused to bite and reminded Klobuchar that confidence in the FBI was at an all-time low, she tried again with a different question, being, did you say that the FBI headquarters should be shut down? Let's take a listen to that exchange.
Be shut down.
Mr. Chair.
I deserve an answer to that question. He is asking to be head of the FBI, and he said that their headquarters.
She got to go on. The guy who was in charge of this, I wish I could remember his name. He let her go on for an extra like 3 or 4 minutes because he was a retard and didn't call her off.
Should be shut down.
Mr. Chair, parliamentary inquiry.
You got anything you want to say, Mr. Patel, before I go on to Senator Lee?
Simply this.
If the best attacks on me are going to be false accusations and grotesque mischaracterizations, the only thing this body is doing is defeating the credibility of the men and women at the FBI. I stood with them here in this country. In every theater of war we have, I was on the ground in service of this nation. And any accusations leveled against me that I would somehow put political bias before the Constitution are grotesquely unfair. And I will have you reminded that I have been endorsed by over 300,000 law enforcement officers to become the next director of the FBI. Let's ask them.
Mr. Chairman, I am quoting his own words from September.
She sounds like she's going to cry. I am quoting his own words.
I'm running out of material.
It's
$10.
It is his own words. It is not some conspiracy.
Did she have a stroke?
Probably.
Let's go find out if Amy Klobuchar had a stroke. Her face moves weird.
It does.
It is what Mr. Patel actually said himself.
It really goes back to what we said at the start of the broadcast.
Damn.
Gotcha questions, quotes from years ago on some podcast, snipped out without the context of the person's full dialogue, intentions, character, and mostly delivered by hysterical women or men who behave like hysterical women, likely for the purpose of social media clickbait to help them appear effective to their base and donors. It's really quite pathetic, actually. The country is changing, and fast. Some of that change will be great, some of it will need tweaking. What we know is that the morale all round that the Trump administration has restored thus far in an extremely short period of time will ultimately result in better quality conversations and hopefully less shrieking women.
This wasn't what I thought.
Nonetheless, we'll be here to report the developments along.
Annoying. So there was a point they were trying to get him. He was part of some sort of. He was a witness in some of the J6 stuff, and he was called up into the whole whatever the hell you call that. The the people that got pardoned for their J6 commission or whatever. And so he was called as a witness, and they were trying to get him to tell them what he said in that trial. I guess you call it a trial.
No.
But he doesn't have the rights to say that. Like that has to be released. And he's like, if you want that information, and they kept trying to get him to like break this rule, saying with and it was Schiff, it was Klobuchar, it was some other jerk trying to get him to like break this confidentiality thing that he has from that trial, because I think they were going to try and arrest him for it. And so, yes, Weasel out here doing the research for us. Bernie did run in 2020, and he dropped out as a Democrat in April.
I was trying to find whether he was a Democrat or not. I couldn't find anything, but I did see that he was running. He ran for sure. Do you support the onesie?
Yes, I support the onesie.
Yes, I support it. I want to buy one.
I'm wearing one right now. You just can't tell. See, you can kind of see the buttons.
Oh, nice. Your mic blocks it.
Yeah, here.
There you go. Nice.
I showed too much. Small Time Republic says, all I heard was the DNC convention was joy, 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 joy. I'm only seeing sadness. Yes. Yes. Yeah, the hearing. Yeah, the J6 hearing. Whatever. That was all a bunch of horse shit. And so Shaka Zulu's got to go let his dog out. I shared this video with him earlier this week. We were all hanging out Saturday. And this video shows up because the DNC was choosing who was going to be in charge of the DNC, right? And I'm sure as a bunch of you saw, they elected David Hogue as one of the vice chairs. I don't know who the other. They picked two white men. Apparently the DNC picked two white men to run the DNC. Don't know how that works. Don't care. But I have a video of like a bunch of the people who were running for chair that wanted people to vote for them, and they were giving their little like speeches to try and convince people. And it's amusing because the Democrats haven't learned a damn thing from the election just a few months ago. So I was going to share that with you guys. Oh, that's another thing we can talk about here too. Brandon Carr. That's a name. Remember that name. He is Trump's head of FCC. But I think we'll be hearing more from him throughout the years. Here we go. Here's this video. Damn it. That's not what I said. I said share this one. Why is it being like this? We'll just do it this way. Close this. Bear with me here. I don't know why Chrome is being difficult now. You guys get to see all of my bookmarks that I had for today's show. Some of them that we didn't even talk about because there's just so much to talk about. That wasn't that one. There's this one. Here we go.
Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking, and I would love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me.
Could you imagine being so entitled? You're trying to garner these people's favor, and you're like, no. You already owe it to me. I couldn't imagine talking to a group of people like that.
Yes, I am speaking.
Good evening, Democrats. Look up here. 3 strong.
Oh God, where did we watch this? I feel like we just watched this.
This was on set. I shared this with everyone on Saturday.
Oh yeah. God.
I won't make you watch the whole thing.
Oh, this girl right here. This is the only real
This
black
is so
woman.
good.
That's a black
Good evening,
woman right there.
Democrats. Look up here. 3
Not her.
strong black women standing before you.
3 strong black women standing before you, because that's what we just call ourselves. Are we really strong? I don't know. I'll let you tell by
Lift a
looking
Big
at me.
Mac like no one's business.
3 strong black women standing before you.
She quick with the coupons.
3 black women who, rather than just grabbing a chair, ran for chair.
Te quiero mucho, Papa. Gracias
Oh,
por todo.
God.
My name is Artie Blanco, Freddie Blanco's daughter. Vote for me for vice chair.
Look at this room, y'all. Truly take it in. This is the Democratic Party.
I love this one because she's got this all written down. And she could have memorized this basic ass speech.
I know.
Like she's saying very, very like
Look around
Take
you.
a look at the room, y'all. This is the Democratic Party.
Shit, what party
Thank
is
you,
this?
Captain Obvious.
Look around you. This is the Diddy party. Wait, that's not what I wrote.
They are all
Someone
ham
Ron
planets.
Burgundy.
I love that term.
A what?
You know what They're all ham planets.
A ham planet? I've never heard of that. That's awesome. Ham planet.
We are our strongest when we stand together.
I think it was Count Dankula that came out with a video the other day that said ham planet suits.
That's awesome. This is a black woman right here because her jacket matches her couch.
Okay.
I know women like her.
We are in a time in this country when our democracy and our rights are under attack. We're at a time where black and brown people, women, and other minorities are being blamed
She had the
for
most
everything that's wrong
big
with this
words
country.
in her speech.
No one's blaming you for everything that's wrong with this country. Everyone's blaming the
I
Democrats.
Yeah, right.
I'm not blaming them for everything that's wrong with this country. I'm blaming the Democrats.
I'm blaming half of it.
So let's fight together.
Oh God!
I love this when her glasses are falling. This looks
Holy
like
fuck.
the dude looks like someone deep faked Ripa's face on him.
Look at this hairline.
That is bad.
God damn.
And then she pushes up her glasses. Loses. She
Party.
can't see shit.
Wait. What is she? You can't even listen to what she's saying because you're just so distracted.
I know, by everything else. It's impossible to read those subtitles.
But it is. I haven't been paying attention to shit for these subtitles because these people are just so amusing with the eye test.
David Hogg is more estrogen.
So let's hear what this woman has to say. I'm going to assume it's a woman.
Let's fight together for a stronger and more inclusive Democratic.
For a stronger and more inclusive Democratic Party. The Democrats have a problem with inclusion.
Yeah, you're okay.
Who aren't they including?
Actual voters.
I feel like the goose meme is applied here.
Oh yeah. What did you mean more inclusive? The goose meme.
Who isn't included?
Who isn't?
Party. Good afternoon, DNC.
Yeah.
Let me say something.
Ham
Over the
planet.
last several days, we've seen what happens when we have the wrong people in powerful places. And so today, I ask for your support.
I love how they put axe. I ask you full support. You have my
electing me
axe.
as your DNC vice chair because in a time of crisis, leadership
Crisis.
matters. My people
Crisis.
are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
She had to
We are
look
sick and
down.
tired of being
She said it 3
the
times.
last one hired and the first one fired.
Oh, that's horseshit. You're not paying attention to anything now, are you, woman?
How many
You're
pearl
sick and
necklaces?
tired of being the last one hired and the first one fired. That's horseshit.
Well, you know.
And actually, it say like, okay, if you're like going through layoffs and if you were the last one hired, you probably are the first one getting fired.
That's
But
actually
just
very
fucking-
normal.
That doesn't matter what you look like.
Yeah, it's because it's called they don't like you.
Yeah, it's called seniority and tenure and people who know what they're doing, people who are fucking subject matter experts on things and all that kind
You
of stuff.
didn't pass probation. Like my company has probation.
Experience matters.
Yeah, that's it. Well, not always. Sometimes just being like likable and listenable go a long way too.
If I get a fucking copyright for this damn video,
That'd be so funny.
We are sick and tired of the
Oh my
spent the
god.
last 15 years
Oh
fighting
my
for the
god.
American people,
She couldn't
all
finish.
340 million of them.
Work to do to organize, show up, and win. And that is why I'm asking the people.
I
who
like the
are still with me in
superhero
this ride, because
glasses, the little infinity.
oh, like she's like a black cat.
Yeah, she's Black Cat. Yeah, I kind of like it.
you know the work that I do to protect the vote.
She got the hand. She got the Obama
She's got
hand.
the hand. Yeah, she's got you got it.
Yep.
Donald Trump does it too with the thumb.
Yeah,
You got, and
they all do it.
Bill Clinton was the one. Bill Clinton was a big thumb guy.
Clinton had it. Donald Trump mainly does the 2 finger, like 2 hands, and he puts both hands up with the finger. Yeah, yeah. Great.
Cash Kester wants to know what she was axing. I don't know. I
She
wasn't
has-
listening.
She has my axe.
These people, I don't. Yeah, I wasn't listening. Axe not what your country can do for you. Demand some benefits.
That's a good one.
And then there was one last thing. I had an article for it. I don't know where the hell it went. It's really it. Trump's FCC chair Brendan Carr, who was awesome during Biden's administration, and Trump named him the head of the FCC. Unfortunately, they voted against him every time. He was like, "Hey, this shit isn't getting done." Anyhow, he is launching an investigation into NPR and PBS for taking advertising money.
Haha.
because they have been running inline ads like just a random example, right? Like NPR all of a sudden we'll talk about like making dinner. They'll have like a story about someone making dinner, and then they'll just casually drop macaroni and cheese or some shit, right? And that's because they got paid to fucking casually drop macaroni and cheese, like Kraft mac and cheese or whatever. This kind of shit happens all the time in journalism. And so Brendan Carr is launching an investigation into NPR and PBS because they also are biased. They are heavily biased. They are not supposed to be politically inclined one way or another. And so we're going to get an investigation into these companies because they get paid a lot of money. So that's it. That's all I got. We had riots this weekend. They weren't riots. We had protests. I didn't see any rioting.
But it shut down the freeway.
I guess that could be called a riot.
That's a riot.
But when I think of a riot, I think of burning buildings and broken windows.
I guess.
But they did take over the 40. Was it the 405?
The 101.
The 101. It was the 101.
If it was a 405, that would have been much bigger deal.
They took over the 101 in California.
That's basically LA.
I don't understand these people. They're like, it's the anti-ICE immigrations. I do not understand how they could possibly think that flying the Mexico flag because they want to stay in America is a good idea.
I had no idea. I know.
Like I've been trying to wrap my mind around that. And I'm like, you want to stay here. You want America to let you stay here, even though you came here illegally. You were not invited. And yet you're going to represent the country you came from. So why don't we just send you back there? Because apparently you like it so much. I can't follow that logic. And then so you were saying something about like the police showed up to one of these things and then they just left?
Yeah, apparently it's like, yeah. So usually in LA, especially just LA and LA County, they'll kind of just watch you destroy property and shit because that's what they did for BLM. But other counties, not the case. Like they usually like beat the shit out of looters and people destroying things. But in LA County, they don't care. And so, like, I don't know if it was that they didn't do enough damage or they were gonna arrest them and they got called off to not arrest them. I wonder what this dude has any updates.
What was it? Was it the freeway one that they disappeared on?
It was Chicago police, dude. Chicago is. Oh no. LAPD has detained over 100 protesters that failed to disperse. And okay, now they're all in riot. Oh, now they got riot gear. Interesting.
Is this right now or the weekend?
That was right now. So yesterday they had cops and then they kind of left the area. And then tonight they all got riot gear. I think I know what this is. What street is that? Ah, shit, I can't read that.
Supposed to share it. So this is Chicago?
This is Lincoln Heights in downtown LA.
Oh.
This is downtown LA.
That's a tunnel I'm not familiar with.
It's in GTA.
CHP
Have you ever
officers
played
arrived together with LAPD, having successfully detained over 100 protesters inside a tunnel. Oh shit,
bro? Have you ever played Midnight Club?
So they arrested people. They actually arrested people
This-
that were blocking the street.
Well, the big difference was yesterday they were just cops showing up. Today they got the riot gear. They got the helmets and the shields and the batons, and they're actually in riot gear.
Is there any chance they are worried about Trump suing the fucking shit out of them for not doing what they're supposed to do?
If anything, I think they're actually kind of protecting anyone who's illegal there at this point.
Okay.
Because
so you think by detaining them, they're preventing them from getting shipped out?
In a way, because I think it's really funny that like clearly there's more illegal, people in LA than there is in San Diego, where a lot of Mexicans have dual citizenship that like work in San Diego or live in Mexico and vice versa. Like you don't see this in San Diego. It's just in LA. And LA has the more looser police laws and stuff. Like remember when they did the Palestine riots for the UCLA college where they closed up the cafeteria?
I don't remember a whole lot happening in California. For some reason, when all of that stuff seemed to be really heavy on the East Coast.
What made the UCLA one really funny is that they locked themselves in the cafeteria and then they had a list of demands, which were food and like Starbucks orders every day.
Oh,
remember that? And then they said no bagels. They said no bagels.
Yes, because they're Jewish.
Because they're Jewish. And so we had so that happened in LA. And then like not even a 3 days later, we have another job in
These people aren't serious.
UC Irvine College. All right. Irvine is where all the Asians are. That's like a really expensive red area where all the Asians live. And in UC Irvine College, they also staged those protests. And if you look at KTLA, Channel 5 News, I was watching it while I was getting my oil changed. The security guards were dragging the kids while still in the tent. They were just dragging the tents off and kicking everybody out, and they still had school that day. So, yeah, the laws in LA are very different when it comes to rioting and protesting and all that shit. But I feel like at this point, they actually have the riot squad out there to protect them at this point. Because they can detain them. And I don't know, if they detain them, do they have to hand it over to ICE? Or do they just... Because they're not doing anything with them. They're just in the tunnel.
So I don't know. I don't think they have to tell them that they have them detained, but they can't stop them from coming and getting them.
That's exactly. And so the detain's a bad word here. They're not detaining anybody. They're just blocking them access from leaving, which is...
In the tunnel, yeah, but I guess if they don't process them or anything.
Oh no, mass arrest. They're mass arresting everyone apparently.
Yeah, so they're gonna process everyone. I don't know. If anything, it just gives fucking Homan more data to work with and figure out what's going on.
But bro, have you ever played Midnight Club?
No.
It's a really fun game. It's like the competitor. It's like the Saints Row of Need for Speed.
Okay.
So
I'm not a big car race guy.
I like some of it, but Midnight Club LA mimicked LA to a T, and it was super cool how accurate it was. But anyway, yeah, that ramp is in GTA because that's downtown LA, and then if you keep going down that street, you'll eventually hit Santa Monica. That's downtown, baby.
Random side bit. Apparently, Marvel Studios is considering bringing back Jonathan Majors as King.
Oh, right. He was already boring before. Actually, the controversy made him more interesting.
Like, Ant-Man sucked. What do you want?
Yeah, bro. What are you gonna do with him? He's gonna lose again.
Well, that's all I got. I think we're good there. Just 10 minutes before the 3-hour mark. You want to let the people know what you got going on? You got how long are you going to go tomorrow? You going to maybe multiple times? Maybe
All day.
all day? You going to go all day?
12 hours.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You going to do a 12-hour stream tomorrow?
Why not? Yeah, probably.
Fucking A. All right.
Maybe 10, I guess, because it's at 8, huh? Sucks. We'll
I
see.
don't know. I mean, why can't you go from 8 to 8?
I don't know. We'll see. We're going to play all day tomorrow morning. I'm going to
Look who it is. Raw Dog Hadouken.
Raw Dog.
Show up at the end every time. That's because you go to work late. You don't watch YouTube until you go to work. I know how this works.
You work and get to work.
You can always watch it back because we talk about a lot of crazy shit that just came out today with how the government is spending money to take over, to topple other countries' governments and all of that fun stuff.
Deep state.
Very, I think you might find it interesting, and it's probably something you haven't heard about yet, considering you have given this show the honors of your news show. Which, thank you. I think that's crazy, but cool.
Cool.
So yeah, Shock, sorry, we got interrupted there. What are you doing tomorrow? You've got a big day tomorrow.
Big day. We're going to stream Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I did a bad thing, and I saw some leaks, and I tried watching a review, and then I got spoiled 2 minutes into it with something that I predicted they would do. And I'm like, you know what? Let's not do this.
Yeah, I should have told you. I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, dude, you actually no, it was yesterday, because yesterday all the reviews started coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I should probably tell Shock to not do it.
Honestly, I think all the like Euro gamers trashing on the game is a good sign for it.
I need to go and read the Eurogamer one.
Because they are still upset over the first game. That's all they talk about. They don't even talk about the second game. They just talk about how upset they are about the first game.
I was like doing stuff when Gronking was on, so I don't know if they actually read it or if they just talked about the
they
Euro
read
game
it.
review. Oh, did they read it?
They read it. Not all of it, because it's a fucking long one. It's long.
I was making my snacks for the week while Gronking was on today. I made jalapeno, bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers.
Oh, yum, with cream cheese or?
Yes, with cream cheese.
Oh, those are yummy. I like when they serve those at sushi restaurants.
That it's going to help me not vape.
Yeah, spice. You just want to torture yourself with some spice.
Yes, just do something.
Scoville.
Something that's like a punch to my face
like
type thing.
I like that. That's smart. That's smart. But yeah, they're still upset over the first game, and I was just waiting. IGN has it at a not. Well, I think that's IGN kind of afraid. I feel like you should be afraid to lower, like, to not rate this game high.
How's it not a 7?
I know
everything's a 7.
I was just waiting for the reviews to say, like, it is so gay and I love it. But you know, it's one thing I regret. I totally forgot to mention in my video was that the reason why, like, the Warhorse dude, like the co-founder Daniel, needs to shut the fuck up is because Warhorse's marketing is genius. The marketing for this game has been fantastic. The 2 voice actors have YouTube channels and they're awesome. They post about the game every day, and they even do these little, like, in-game ads, like look, you can pet the dog and shit, and it's great. And literally, like, 2 days after the thread where he said, like, it's the same-sex option or the same-sex romance is optional, 2 days, all they do is release a bunch of shorts of Henry being horny for women, dancing with women.
Dude,
women love
right.
Henry.
Yeah.
He's a ladies' man. He's fucking all these women. Oh, he's straight. And I'm like, Daniel, shut the fuck up. Your company know what they're doing. The marketing is fantastic. There's memes about the horse. So when you know the gray horse that you get, Pebbles.
Yeah.
There's like an internet like it's an actual community for people who love Pebbles the horse.
Okay.
And you can't say anything bad about Pebbles the horse. And
I don't
so
know why you would. Pebbles is reliable.
Pebbles
slow, but
fucking
reliable.
He can't hold shit. He's slow. That's why I retweet. I comment under it. I was like, Epona is canonically Henry's horse. Because what's cool is every horse is like an Easter egg to another like story. Because there's Roach.
Oh, you know, I found Roach.
Yeah, you can buy Roach. You can buy Epona. And then there's the two other horses are apparently like Polish and like Czech, like a Czechos
horses.
Yeah, they're like it's like Robin Hood's.
Okay.
Their version of Robin Hood or something. Like they're all Easter eggs to other kind of like fantasy stories.
I think you had to steal Roach.
I didn't get Roach.
For what? Well, because you didn't do any stealing for the Millers.
No. Oh, that's where you find Roach? You
Yeah.
steal her? Oh shit. I think
you have to steal Roach and
shit.
bring it to the one Miller that's off the like river area.
Oh yeah, that's one of the main ones. But yeah, I found Epona and I didn't even look at any other horse. Epona was the one. But yeah, the marketing of that game is fantastic.
It is. The one that they came out with yesterday or the day before where they're doing that whole spinning in the circles and everything. I was like, that's really good.
You know what's awesome about that? We have seen so much in-game footage before the fucking cinematic trailer. That's how you do it.
It's looking good.
It is.
I like it. I look forward to you playing it so that I know if I want to finish the first one or not.
Oh, you should finish it regardless. The first one's so good.
It doesn't leave me hanging on some sort of bullshit story cliffhanger.
Kind of.
That's the only reason why I want to finish it, because the second one's no good and this one's going to leave me on some bullshit cliffhanger. That's just going to aggravate. I hate endings. I literally hate endings.
Yeah.
And cliffhangers are the fucking worst. I almost threw my controller through my TV screen at the end of Halo 2. I was so fucking mad.
It is a cliffhanger ending.
Okay.
It's
So, yeah, we'll see.
It is. Yeah. It was cliffhanger ending. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But honestly, though, some of the leaked missions that I saw are honestly like GTA 5 like levels of satire.
Oh.
And I hope it's very offensive towards different groups of people, because that would be fucking funny.
We go back to this. Is IGN giving it a 9 if it's satire and offensive?
IGN is also afraid. IGN will also smell the feel the air in the room. If everyone fucking loves the game, they'll just give it a 9. They don't know.
Okay.
They've done that with a few games. It's like everyone loves it. We're just gonna boom.
Paul says cinematic trailer was dope, and he's got to
was
play
dope.
the first one. I'm having fun with the first one, and you know what though? What's kind of fun about the first one is it's kind of a slow burn at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you're shit. You're just fucking shit at everything, and you get better through it. It's like Oblivion, right? Like everything you do in
exactly
Oblivion
like
levels your
Oblivion.
ass up.
Getting hit and dying upgrades your defense. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Getting stabbed in the head gives you warfare experience, and you just get experience as you go on. Yeah.
Did they continue that kind of same level progression with Skyrim?
Not in the depth that Oblivion.
Not like what Oblivion and Morrowind used to do.
No, it was definitely less, and it was really annoying. Like, instead of having like, I don't know, it was like one-handed skill tree, two-handed skill tree, and then you can choose abilities for specific weapons. And then agility didn't affect how high you jumped anymore. So there's like no point of being thief. Because in Oblivion, you can just jump super high and no one can catch you on top of these like ledges and shit, right? Where it's like in Skyrim, it was like no point to having agility. But yeah, I would play the first one, especially because you just play as Henry and you just enjoy Henry's story, because there's a lot of real world history in the game and a lot of politics in the game, and you can like read history books in the game to learn about like the historical figures and the kings and the lords and who owns what land and all that stuff. And then at the very end of the game, the lords come to you and they're like, Henry, you're an adult now. You need to learn politics. And then they'll dumb down all the politics for you. I think they did that because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, it should be, okay? It should be a very complicated story that should lose you if you didn't play the first one. Because we know who we're going to face. We know why they're there. We know what they want. We know who they've bought and paid for. So you should be meeting groups of people that are suddenly allied with these groups of people, and that should confuse you. But if you played the first game, you already know, like, oh, no, this is why we're here. But yeah, definitely this first one. It's really, really
good.
Like it has its own satisfied ending.
Okay.
It does have a satisfied ending, even though it is a cliffhanger.
Okay. Like I was saying on your video you came out today. Everyone go watch Shock's video. Paul, go watch Shock's video on Kingdom Come.
Thank you.
We were talking, I left a comment on there about like how leveling, how fighting leveling would work, your weapon leveling. And it's like, how are they going to apply that in the story? Like, you got to start, you're back to being a basic bitch. Like, how are they going to, you know what I mean?
That was, I wanted to make a video about anticipating this game, and that was going to be my biggest worry. I'm not as worried as the combat as I am the skill system. So, like, for example, a really fun skill to learn was reading. Like, learning how to read was a fun skill because it was very beneficial. Because if you can't fucking read, you actually can't complete the game because there's a lot of times you need to read. And stuff like that was cool. So they need to introduce new skills to learn, right? But when it comes to, like, the combat, you're in a rural area fighting, like, random lords and shit. And no, you're fighting random, like, sons of lords and thugs and humans.
Thugs. Yeah.
But in Kingdom Come 2, like, you're like facing the army. King Sigismund's army. King Gutenberg is like Rome, like the big city.
Right.
Whenever they talked about someone who went to the big city, it was Gutenberg. So you're going to a big city with a much bigger army, with the Sigismund's army is there. So you're gonna be fighting better knights than you were in the first game. So I think the danger is going to scale well, even though Henry's already kind of like a master at sword. This was kind of I was 100% right about this. Because you know how in the beginning of the game, like, your mom asks you where you were last night, and you can be like, I was dancing with my girlfriend, and that means you get a buff in agility. Or you can say, I was drinking at the pub, and that gives you more health or whatever. You can carry over a buff with one of your skills from the first game. So like archery or axe or mace.
Okay.
You can bring one of those over.
Just one?
Which honestly is, if you play a game, it's hard to master all of them.
Yeah.
I mastered sword and like halfway through mace and 3/4 of archery. So a fully leveled up, like top level me with like 100 hours in, 3/4 archery, 100% sword, halfway mace. Like, that's still like a lot, but not really a lot.
Yeah, I've done all sword, and like archery's a bitch, man.
It is a bitch. It's
a bitch.
You know what you need to do is you need to memorize the cursor in the middle of the screen and know that it automatically hovers to the left.
Right.
You just have to like kind of imagine it. But that one's you just have to read the books and grind and just shoot arrows over and over again, and then you'll get better at it.
Yeah.
I had a fucking good clip on my video with the bow. Fucking nailing suckers. It was great. I was like, I hope I anger someone. Like, how the fuck is he using the bow like that? Bullshit. I remember the bow was what made Adam quit. Like, he fucking hated the bow in the game, and he just stopped playing.
The bow shit. The bow
sucks.
is shit.
It sucks, dude.
So make sure go watch Shock's Kingdom Come 2 video that he put out today. It's already doing good numbers.
Yeah.
Go and catch his stream tomorrow if you're curious about Kingdom Come 2. He's gonna have a busy day tomorrow.
It's gonna be fun.
I will be watching probably most of it, pending nothing comes up where I've got to leave my house or some shit. Actually, I do have to leave my house to go get water, but that's about it.
Wawas.
Congratulations to David Hogg for the DNC vice chair.
Oh God, this is so sad. I can't believe she's gonna be in Odysseus is a
Yeah, the
journey.
the Odyssey.
The Odyssey, yeah.
Yeah.
This whole movie sounds terrible.
We'll see. We'll see when it comes out.
I hate the casting. Thanks, Paul, man. I'll see you tomorrow, man.
The casting is questionable, but I don't know. And you know what? Has he ever worked with a cast like this before?
I don't know. They better all be like, I don't know.
I don't know
She's gonna be a
either.
Siren.
I don't care. I'll probably watch it. I'll probably watch it.
I don't know. We'll see. Yet to be determined. If it looks mid and boring, no. But if it looks really bad, I'm
if the trailer looks if the trailer makes it look like it's something I want to see in the theaters, I will go and see it in the theaters. And by that, I don't need a whole lot story-wise to get me to the theaters. I will go and see the new Jurassic Park in theaters because you go see dinosaurs in the fucking theaters. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Even though I know it's going to be ass, you go see dinosaurs in the theaters.
Yeah.
So if this is something similar to that, I will go see this in the theaters. Otherwise, I'll probably just watch it for free somewhere.
Dude, what was the first reboot Jurassic Park called again? Was it Dominion or was it?
I think it was just
World?
Jurassic
World.
Yeah, Jurassic World.
Yeah, that one was good because it had a lot of funny. Like everyone who the criticism people have of that movie, it was mainly just funny horror stuff, like the girl running in high heels and the pterodactyl flipping the bitch, dropping her.
Yeah.
That shit was so funny.
Pterodactyl was definitely the best part.
That was great. I'm like, this is great. I can't watch horror movies. I laugh at them. I think they're funny.
I haven't been able to watch them in a while.
I
guess that depends on what you think of a horror movie is. I don't think Jurassic Park's a horror movie.
No, it's a suspense. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a suspense movie.
But
maybe the first one back in the day was kind of horror-ish for that time. Back in 95 or whenever that came out.
It was scary, dude.
Yeah.
Like it was actually a scary movie.
In 95, that was more of a horror movie, whereas now it's not because the horror movies have just gotten nuts.
They're bad. I'm not in the horror genre. Especially because what's so dumb is my mom would not let me watch Saw for some reason. But
I used to have all of them.
Oh, I fucking hated them, dude. They were terrible.
I used to have all of them. I would watch them all every year. And then one day I was hanging out at my buddy's house. We had just went and picked up some Jack in the Box for lunch or something, right? And so we get to his house, we turn on the tube, we're eating, and Saw's just on some random channel, right?
Probably Spike.
For the first time ever in my entire life, I lose my appetite.
Really? Probably the first one or the second one?
It was the second one. They were in the house. They had the chick from Seventh Heaven. Yeah, I for the first time ever in my entire life, I lost my appetite watching Saw 2.
Nice.
And I watched these movies but there was something about that day.
Interesting.
And I've never been able to go back. I'm done. I can't do the gore thing anymore.
Period. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I do I think it's the first one where they're all linked to the chair and they can't reach for the puzzle until they if they reach for whatever like the puzzle is where they put their hand in that lock that can cut their hand off, they tug at the other person closer to the other trap. I forgot. It's been so long. The
I
very
don't remember that one in the first one.
I mean,
The
it was a
first one were the
third.
two dudes where they had to cut off their leg, and then
Yeah,
chick
there was a leg.
and then the
Oh.
chick who was the fucking problem with the thing on her head.
Yes.
Um,
Maybe I'm thinking 3 then. But anyway, my mom thought it was okay to watch The Ring and Children of the Corn.
The Ring is very different.
It was more scary. It scared the shit out of me.
I will give you. I could see that because it was more of a horror and not gore. Like Saw isn't scary. Saw is disgusting.
Yeah, Saw's disgusting, but like The Ring, I was like 10, and it's like you go to bed in your room and you have a TV in there, and you're like, some bitch is gonna crawl out of it.
Okay, I could see that.
That was
Because
crazy.
with Saw, you know what's going to happen. Right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, oh well, this bitch, their fucking head's about to blow up. Like,
yep.
This is, or their arm's going to fucking fall off. Like, yeah, this is going to happen.
I think kids seeing like if you had to choose between like fucked up folklore that scares a kid versus just gore, I'm going with the gore. Because you just look away.
I don't think kids should be watching either, to be honest.
I'm talking like 10.
I don't care. There's an innocence. There's an innocence.
You do things with your parents when you're 10.
Huh?
I mean, people who like, you know, I don't know. My parents did a lot of cool things with me. I don't know. Because they trust you or whatever. Like if you know your kid can handle it, like it's cool or whatever. I don't care.
Like what?
I don't know, like watch a rated R movie or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
I don't remember what my first rated R movie was.
It was definitely The Ring, and it was a weird one to be a first.
Well, the ring came out. I was already like an adult or nearly that.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm trying to think what would have the first one. I know the movie that I saw my first pair of boobs on.
Which one?
That was Doc Hollywood with Michael J. Fox.
Nice.
But what was my first rated R movie? I guess maybe it was The Matrix rated R.
Yeah, The Matrix rated R.
It might have been The Matrix, which would be PG-13 these days,
right? Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. We had a boatload of you in here hanging out. Come check us out Thursday. I don't know what's happening Thursday. I've nothing wild has come across my timeline. So hey, if you see something that might be fun to talk on Thursday, send it my way.
Sure.
Otherwise, until next time, have a good one.
Night. Oh, this picture's